The usual Tuesday, boys. We're in action. What's going on, guys?
I'm sorry.
The usual fucking Tuesday.
On a Thursday.
On a Thursday edition.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
No.
Hey,
that was not a diss. No,
yeah, that's a jab right there.
That was a jab. It was a jab, but it's all right. It's all right.
He said, "Yeah, why the fuck are we doing? I thought this was supposed to be on Tuesdays. What happened?" All right, so for pretense. So Zero and I were talking, and he was like, "Yo, you and Corpse are always like lit. Like Corpse is always smoking. You're always drinking. So he don't drink or smoke, but he dabbles in edibles. So he was like, "Yo, I might just munch down on an edible for the stream." And I was like, "Do it." So that's why he's hype right now.
We're here.
Oh, there we go. We're lit then. We're lit.
That's why he's hype, bro.
Dude, the thing is that I am the same. I just think less. So I might say some shit.
Hey, say some shit, bro. Show me your dick, though.
You know?
Show me your dick.
I won't do that. I don't do crazy shit.
He said I don't do crazy shit.
Well, since we're all here, we're all live. Everybody who's tuning in with us, this is the usual Tuesday with your hosts, Save 0%, and yours truly, Big Corpse in the motherfucking building.
In the busy hizzy. Usual Tuesdays hosted on a Thursday. You love to see it.
Yeah. So anybody who does end up tuning in live, like I know your guys' community is like super fucking responsive. Shout out to my one Twitch person who's been watching every single fucking stream. I don't know who you are.
Bot or not.
Bot or not. Bot or not, dude.
Never
I love you. And however you stumbled across my page, fucking thank you, dude. Stumble your way onto fucking corpsecollection.com.
I do have a bone. I have a bone to pick with Zero though.
Ooh. Wait a second.
It was this man's job to start the Discord, which he did start. But where are the channels? Where are the channels? That's why I haven't invited any of my community to the Discord because there's literally no channels. And I'm not about to send out community links to a bare bones fucking Discord. So what the fuck? You dropped the ball, Zero. And you know what? You even had an extra 2 days because we're doing this on a Thursday.
I know, bro. I need to pay attention more to Discord. I don't even pay attention that much to my Discord, and that's just abysmal.
But that's the thing is, so we have so many people in our communities, like even just in our respective communities. I'm not even bringing Corpse's community into this, but we have so many people in our respective communities that I know are avid Discord users that if you gave one of them like mod rights, they would set it up and then we could just send out hella links and they would flourish. I guarantee it.
Give me a second. I'm gonna make some coffee.
Bro, there's literally already Cat in the chat already being a fucking legend like he is. Saying I could help out. He's helped my Discord so fucking much. Cat, he's been amazing, bro. He's a pivotal in my fucking community.
There we go. That's all you need. That's all you need. All you need is somebody to straight up like make voice channels, certain voice channels, so that way. Well, I mean, I feel like we're always gonna stream on this specific platform, but like make channels for, like upcoming topics. Talk about topics that we've had in the past. Talk about, I mean, there could be just a list of shit. And Cat in the hat, Cat in the chat, Cat and a rat already knows like what to do with Discord and already listens to every single week's different broadcast, so they could easily set it up. So I just wanted to say that. I'm not trying to call you out, but I wanted to call you out for the record. Damn. Just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying.
That.
That shit's on wax.
We
will do better about the fucking Discord.
Accountability, brother. Accountability.
True.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just don't understand Discord enough. Like I understand there's channels and this and that and the third.
You will though.
I will learn.
It's gotta get to going so the going gets to going. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, exactly. Hey, we got to get on the same wavelength, yo. I'm just saying.
Dude, I'm on a wavelength, okay?
Okay, let me ask you a question. How long ago did you consume this edible?
Oh, this is going to fuck me up.
Wait, are you doing the Discord right now?
No, I'm doing something.
I was
else
about to
right
say,
now.
stop what you're doing. 'cause
I'm
we're
not.
about
No,
to-
I'm not doing the Discord now. I usually have chat just like to the right, so I could see if anybody's saying anything. But right now, what were you asking? When I took the edible.
Uh-oh.
I took the
Boy's
edible.
lit already.
Dude, this is
Yeah.
fucked. This is fucked. And when I say this is why I have to be so careful with everything, substance wise. Guess how many milligrams I took, and guess. I want both of you to guess how many milligrams I took. Just the milligrams, not how long I took it.
25.
500.
Okay.
500.
That's just not real. That's not real. That's
There's
not
Bro,
real.
not-
if he
milligram
took
numbers.
500, he wouldn't even. He would have been like, "Hey guys, I'm calling out. Let's do it next
No.
week."
I don't.
no.
I just wouldn't respond. I took 5.
5 milligrams.
5. That's it.
That's it.
Oh, that's baby
And I'm-
steps.
Dude,
and
those
I'm-
are baby numbers, bro. We got to get those numbers up, man.
I gotta like hard concentrate right now.
Word.
I gotta hard concentrate right now.
Hey,
like
well,
I
shout-
am
Ooh.
hanging on.
I've
to
had
every
3 beers
word.
already before we even hopped on. This is beer number 4, so I'm shooting for at least 12 beers before the stream's over.
Am I the most soberest one right now on the show?
For right now, because come the end of it, you're gonna be the most lit.
Bro, I'm
took
going
a-
to be
That's
fucking
that's
toasted.
literally every single week.
I took it 5. Sorry, not 5 minutes. 20 minutes ago.
How did you go from 5 to 2 to 20?
Because he's
20.
losing track. He's losing track of time, dude.
All right,
It's
well,
already happening.
here's what we're gonna do. In honor of Zero's edible and finally not being sober during a podcast, we're all gonna just all right, we're gonna have a great show, baby. We got 2 hours. Honestly, the fact that Corpse even sent us what we are talking about tonight, and then and Zero and I were standing next to each other when you sent the text, and I got hyped, bro. I was hyped. He was hyped. I'm so excited. I'm very excited to see how you preface this and how we go into this topic. But this is a topic that, for a lot of people, they don't know how to like put it into words. And for a long time, I was the same way. And I know you were like fighting it for a while, like how to do it. Because I remember we spoke on the phone many of times, like I don't know what I'm gonna do, flying back and forth to Florida. So I know this is a really good one. I'm really excited for tonight's topic.
All right. Let me get this coffee because I need to open.
I thought you went to go get this
Yeah.
coffee.
No, I
In
saw
20
it brewing
minutes, this man is gonna be.
Do
on
you
this
have like
chili,
a?
bro.
Is it like a? Do you that one of those?
I have like a fucking pot.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this? Hold
it's
on.
you put a
Starbucks?
filter in there, and then you have your coffee grounds, and then you get like hot water, and you like sift it through everything.
Oh, I wish I had one of those.
That one's
Those are
kinda
super
cool.
fancy. I have a fucking combo like coffee pot Keurig fucking thing. So if I want to make like a big pot of coffee, I can. But then if I want to do something like a single shot, like a 12-ounce thing, I can do that too, which I did right now. So hold on, let me
Nice.
come back.
Fuck drinks coffee at 8:00 on a Thursday.
True. Maybe it's
Yo,
decaf though.
Here's a real
you know?
question: did you watch Donnie Darko last night?
I did not. I'm not even gonna lie. I
so
did not.
fucking disappointed.
No,
in you.
bro,
I'm
I
not
got-
even
I got-
fucking lie.
I have dogs that are not my dogs that I have to take care of right now.
So dogs are preventing you from watching a movie.
Yeah.
You know what my dogs would do if I watched a movie? They would lay down with me.
No, bro, these dogs are rabid. They have rabies and they
They're-
eat every fucking.
They're rabid.
They're rabbits.
I'm disappointed. Look, honestly, this tattoo right here, this one is
Yeah.
from that movie, bro. That's how good of a movie it is that I dedicated a piece of my skin to that movie.
Very nice. I'll have to watch it. I
so
know I
good.
still have to watch it.
It's so good.
All
All right, floor's yours, Corpse. Go ahead, baby. Take it away.
All right. So
Kick it off.
So for all the viewers, the usual Tuesday we always pick a topic and we kind of take turns. Yeah. So today is my turn on the
My
mic.
turn.
And so, as you guys know, the topic that I want to cover are 3 different things, right? Which is money, right? Love, and sacrifices. And I'm kind of interested in the way that we all approach these 3 different things. Because one thing that I've noticed in Cisco, just because I've known you a little bit longer, but one thing that I've noticed about us is that we all have a peculiar way of how we navigate relationships, right? Like we spoke about red flags and spoke about this and spoke about that, which kind of drives me to think that we all have different approaches to our relationships. Then when it comes to money, right? Like you two work together. Cisco, I've worked with you. We've all been on our own career paths in our own time. And then sacrifices. Yeah, sacrifices not only materialistically, right? But there's also mental and emotional sacrifices that I think that people don't quite fucking tune in with enough. Yeah. So the first one I want to start off with is money. Yeah. How do you guys think, not just not just romantically, how does money how does money affect the relationships that you hold currently in the past? How do they affect those relationships? How do they hold on?
Okay, yeah. Preface this the right way, baby, because I'm strapping on the saddle right now.
How have they affected your relationships? And how would you have wished that they affected your relationships?
So what? Okay, let me ask you this. So when you say this is an interesting question because when you say like how they've affected your relationships, right? Is it like because you're making too much money, because you're not making enough money? Like, what do you pay for? What are you supposed to pay for? Like what do you mean by that question? I don't
So let's put it
understand
like this.
fully.
Let's put it in two ways. So the first way that I can think of it, right, is that money has affected my relationships with people because it made me see them through a different lens.
Oh, you're talking about relationships in general, not just like love relationships.
Yeah,
Oh
not just romantically, not just romantically,
man,
because I want to give it a broader sense, right? Like, so
sure.
for myself, like, there was some people I just could not fuck with. I just can't fuck with you, bro. Like, and it's not because you don't have enough money. Sometimes it's because you have too much money,
Mm,
and sometimes too much money makes me feel right. Like there is a self-esteem thing there, and like an
mhm,
insecurity thing there, but it also makes me feel like depending on how they act, right? Because this was a red flag for you, Cisco, was the way that somebody acts and interacts with other people
mhm,
is a telltale sign of who they are. And
mhm,
if you're acting a certain way with me or
mhm.
somebody around me, like in our friend group, just because you got some fucking money, bitch, I might rob your ass.
Whoa, what the
I,
fuck?
I was that guy once.
I might fuck around and rob your ass, bro. Like you over here trying to flex your money on me right now, bro. Like what the fuck? Like how dare you?
I
And
was
so
that
to
guy.
me, money, the ways that people handle their money or how they handle life when they have no money or how they handle life when they have too much money is big to me.
Okay, so this is that's a good. Okay, now I get what you're saying. So I was that guy. I was that flashy fucking because the way I grew up, I didn't have shit, bro. And I know everybody always says that. Oh, we didn't have shit. We didn't do this. We didn't do that. I was shopping at Payless. Like I legit was doing all that shit. I was wearing a starter before starter was cool at Urban Outfitters. You know what I mean? Like when you could get starter at fucking Walmart. And so my background. I've been working since I was 14 years old. I was like the first guy in the group to have money, first guy in the group to have a car. And so when I started like moving up, and I finally got into the car business at the age of like I think I was 19 or 20, and I started actually making checks. I was like, okay, this is what you see, right? The American dream where you start making fucking all this money,
Mm-hmm.
and you start buying flashy shit. You got the nice watches, the nice chains, the nice all that shit. Like I don't even wear a chain anymore, bro. But it got to the point where I was like flying to Vegas every weekend, and I always had to make sure that everybody knew I had money. And it got to a point where I was like, "Oh, we having a party? Here's all the money for the party. Oh, we doing bottle service? I got the bottle service this week. Oh, we're going out to dinner? I'll pay for dinner." But it got to a point where it's like I held myself to such a standard that one, everybody had to know that okay, if we're going out with Cisco, he's paying. But it did two things, right? It made me like too cocky. It made me too flashy, and that's not who I was. Like, you know what I mean? And the money started to change me, and it took actually one of my it took my son's mom one time we were dating at the time, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, this is not you." And that really fucking humbled me. But then I realized that once I pushed back a little bit, it was like it was meant, like it was expected every fucking time we went and did something.
Mhm.
But then I thought back to myself, like, whose fault is that really? Is it my fault for being as flashy as I possibly was? Because, like you said, if you're flashy like that, you somebody gonna get robbed. Or is it just okay? Cisco makes money, so if we're going out with him, I already know he's gonna pick up the check.
See,
You know what
bro,
I
right?
mean?
And one thing you were saying right now, bro, is like I heard Nipsey Hussle say was, don't. What was it? Don't don't provide an energy you can't maintain,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because people's loyalties switch up when their need for you switches up, right? And that's on God. That's on everybody. That's on anything, right? And so people can sit there and say, well, your friendship with me, I don't need nothing from you. I don't need nothing from you, right? Cisco, how many times have I ever asked you for money,
Never.
right?
No, never. You've never asked me for money. I don't
But
think.
you've put me on game though, right? With a
Mm-hmm.
job, right? And you've came to me as a friend and said, hey, Putch, man, need a spot to crash. Like I got you, bro. Like you know what I mean? No cash was ever, no back pays, no nothing was ever exchanged in between us. Because the only thing I ever needed from you and we've ever needed from each other is friendship. You get what I'm saying? And so I feel like people come around, right, and they throw this cash at each other, or they throw their cash at these girls, their homeboys or whatever, and it gets stressful for them because after a while, like you're saying, like when you ain't got the bottle service and when you ain't picking up the tab, shit gets a
and
little
that's
furry.
and that's the other thing, right? It's like recently, like I had a buddy who just didn't have money for rent, and I don't really have money right now like that, you know. But I threw him a bill, and I was like, "Here, bro." Like that's the other. I've no because I've come from making so much money to now to the point where I'm at that when somebody says like, "Oh, I'm making this dollar amount," I before I would have been like, "What the fuck? That ain't shit." But now it's like you're making your money, bro. Like do what you have to do in order to make your money, maintain whatever you need to maintain. And even now, as like I make a lot less than I was making before, like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's like it's not even that big of a deal because I'm maintaining the rest of my life, and I've now realized that money really is not fucking anything to me. I need money to do shit that I want to do, but making the most money is not that's not a priority to me anymore at all. At all.
True.
So like throwing a bill to somebody, even if I have it, go ahead, bro. Like I'm not even expecting it back. Get it? If it takes you 6 months to pay me a bill back, cool. Like I'm not even tripping because if I got it, I got it. You got it. We're even. But that's the other thing, right? It's like you don't learn that experience until you actually have money. Because a lot of people can say, "Oh, the money's not gonna change me. Oh, the money's not gonna change me. It's just money." Blah blah blah. Fuck that. When you have money like that to fucking spend, I guarantee you it changes you. And then it takes somebody to knock you on your fucking ass to realize, hey, that money ain't gonna do shit, and you can't take it with you when you're gone.
Mm-hmm. Can't take it to the grave, baby. Can't take it to the grave.
What you think,
Baby.
Zero? My boy is regretting taking that edible.
My man's struggling, dude.
Nope, I got this.
My
Chill.
boy is regretting those 5 milligrams.
Ready? I got 5 milligrams of
Pure bliss, dude.
pure bliss. Okay.
Bliss.
Okay, listen. This is what I think, okay?
Just play with your dick a little bit.
No, I got my hands.
Somebody
all fucking-
rewind that back and
Stop
just
it,
look
bro.
at how he looked down
Your
and fucking
dick.
shuffled his balls.
Just
Show
giggle
me your dick.
and shuffle my balls, man. Okay. I've always tried to figure this out actually. Serious mode. I always try to figure this out. I don't know why this is. I don't care about money like at all. I think if we lived in obviously this is like a super utopia reality
Here we go with the
where like
fucking-
shit wasn't like
where
didn't
AI
have to
runs
pay
the
for shit.
world.
where AI run shit, we could chill. First we wouldn't chill. We'd probably still be doing a lot of dumb shit. But if I think money. This is literally what money is. Money is just like a thing that you can trade to get things. That's literally what money is. And I think it sucks that it changes people, right? Because you could do certain things now. You have access to certain things, maybe certain situations and people that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So I think it like changes people for sure, like Cisco was saying. As far as it like how I see people, because the original question was like how I see people, right, with money, with less money, with more money, and how that affects relationships between me and them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it sucks. I don't know. I think I can't help but like look at people who I feel like when I look at people who have more money, I don't look at them any different from like somebody like me. I think there's just they did different things to get to where they are. But
Mm-hmm.
anytime that I look at somebody, I don't think like, whoa, this is like super important. I think somebody's super important when they like think very differently or like have a lot of good reason on why they think what they think, and they've thought out so many different things of like I agree with XYZ because of ABCDE. He got like he or she has it all figured out. I think that changes my view on somebody a lot. But if they have a lot of money and they're a cool person, that's sick as fuck. That's really
Mm-hmm.
cool. I could vibe with somebody like that.
Well,
But
a
if you have a
lot of
lot of
times the cool
money,
people make a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes,
A lot of
sometimes,
times.
I mean, a lot of times. I don't know. I don't know.
I would say a lot of times.
Well,
Personally, from
generally,
personal experience.
generally, the more money you make, the higher you climb that ladder. Generally, you're less agreeable, and you have less of a friendly personality. Like, how was it that they said like it's like friendly personality traits? That's why like the Steve Jobs type personality is generally associated with success with men, and I'll just say with men at least. Is that generally that there is that correlation of more money means you're more of a dick type thing.
I have heard that, but then I've had people like Cause, who we both know, who had
Wonderful
hella
man.
money and just was a fucking standout motherfucker. Like
God bless you, Kozakowski. God bless.
yeah, that's
Shout out.
that man changed my fucking life.
Mm-hmm.
But I see where you're coming from. But at the same time, I feel like people that have a good mentality, like I genuinely see you being in a very high position because of the way that you think.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah.
I
I'm
hope.
looking down at you because you're below me, but I don't look down on you. You know what I mean? No, but genuinely because of the way you think, and this is what I talked to Lauren about at work. Oh shit!
Oh shit! Look at
Oh,
me.
you like that? You like that
Fuck
shit,
yeah, bro, I'm
huh?
on
It's like the
top,
fucking
baby.
Brady Bunch.
You like that shit? Watch this. Watch this.
Oh shit!
There we go, boys.
Um, but I was even when you do that, I gotta switch my fucking thing around. Are you keeping it like this?
You guys
How
want
you
me to switch it
keeping
back? Hold on.
Yeah, can you
Back,
switch it
back,
back?
switch.
Can you switch me back to where I was?
Hey, these are
All right,
fucking boxes now.
And
yeah,
then I
seriously.
was where Damo was.
Oh,
all right.
boom! Here I'm back.
Boom.
Okay, so the way I look at it is, and I was talking to Lauren about this, right? Is that when you genuinely have a care and love for other people and want to watch other people succeed and express your enjoyment of watching other people succeed, like you're going to exceed and succeed no matter what.
Yeah, I can vibe with that.
So
When you have that feeling inside of yourself of like getting happy, genuinely
All in
happy
you.
for somebody else's success. It's like, yeah, that's big.
I want to agree, but I
it doesn't take away the grind though. Like you still have to grind. You
No,
can't
you
just be like,
gotta
"Oh,
grind.
I love everybody. Oh, I'm gonna do good because I love everybody and I clapped when this person did good." Like that's not gonna happen. You still gotta grind, right? But if your grind consists of elevating others while you're elevating yourself, and I think we talked about this, right? It's not like a I'll meet you at the top type of thing. It's like a you're pulling somebody up and then pushing them up and then they're pulling you up and then pushing you up. Once you get to that level of conscious thinking in your job, in your family, in your relationships with other people, friendships, like everybody is going to exceed the expectations that they had upon themselves because you're bringing them to a higher level of thinking, and that higher level of thinking shows whether you work at McDonald's, whether you work at Spectrum, whether you work at Sunrun, whether you work at Microsoft, whether you work at Apple. Like that level of thinking will make anybody succeed. And honestly, after today, I mean, Zero, you were there. After today, like there is no doubt in my mind because of the award that I was given. Like that philosophy works.
Whoa,
Hands
whoa,
down.
whoa, 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 whoa. Let's celebrate you real quick. What award did we get?
Oh,
Oh, he got. You
celebration.
mean which awards?
Oh, which awards did my man get? Hold on, we're gonna take a
There's
second.
only one that's is like deep in my heart, dog. I got the number 1 overall in my class for the last 3 months.
Yeah, bro, that shit was sick. It was good.
Clicking, clicking,
He did
clicking,
good.
clicking, clicking, clicking,
He did
clicking,
good.
click, 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 click. But yeah, no, but I mean, right? Like, and I didn't even sell the most. I didn't, like I wasn't the top salesperson, but I was number 1 overall based off of those qualities, and I genuinely believe that it was those qualities that and that's what I'm saying. Like this philosophy, it fucking works, bro. I guarantee you, I will not be in the position at work or where I'm at right now in life in the next 3 to 6 months. I guarantee
Bro, like I was even telling the guys because I work on a fucking rooftop. For everybody who doesn't know, I work on fucking rooftops. Okay, installing solar panels to
Are you
give
looking
you
at
a
me when
great.
you say this, bro? You're looking at my soul right now. Holy shit.
But
that's why he's so ripped, bro. That's why he's so sexy.
God.
I'll show you my dick, dude. Don't,
Whoa!
don't tempt
What
me.
are
Don't.
you saying?
Hey,
Don't
I'll
get-
show you mine if you show me yours.
Don't
Lordy.
don't get me worked up, bro. Okay, I'll get excited, but
Oh Lord, my
Um,
God.
I would.
Hey,
like,
you can't
tell-
fuck with him right now, bro.
That's
He's
a
under
nut,
the influence.
dude.
Oh yeah,
You're
he's
a
high,
nut.
bro.
No,
Did
I
he
said
just
he's,
say he was?
Allegedly.
no, I said he's about a nut, bro.
Oh no, I heard I'm about to nut. Somebody.
no,
rewind
no,
it.
no, no, no.
Dude, but I would tell
did.
these guys like all the time, man, like because there was a minute where I could not get promoted at work because of certain stuff with my driving record, whatever. And so
out to
I was
California
training.
DUIs.
Yeah, shout out California penal system.
Penal.
Here you go talking
Sorry.
about penises again.
That's what it's called, right? Though penal.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
penal codes. Yeah.
The
Penal
penal
codes.
code,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank God for you guys. But so I was training pretty much all the guys who were going to be my boss, right? So I'm training them. Now they're my boss. And I remember like there was times one of them would come to me. He's like, bro, I just, I can't do this as fast as you, and I can't do this as good as him, and da 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 da. I was like, listen, bro. Sometimes the team captain ain't always the best player. I was like, sometimes your team captain has got to be the guy to say, you see that roof? We're fucking getting up there. I don't know how, but we're about to do it. Let's do it. Or, it's 4 p.m. and we're broke the fuck off. And he says, come on, guys. Like, he's the one that could rally the fucking troops, get us going. You know what I mean? Get us back up on the roof. Let's close out this fucking job, guys. Let's show up on this Saturday. Come on, smiles up. Like, let's go, guys. Like, let's go get this fucking money. You know what I mean? And so, like, awards like that, bro, I think fit you perfect because after working with you at Acura, I always remember like would be in the back fucking smoking cigarettes like, oh, I just sold a car. Cisco was like, hey, go get another one then. When's the best time to sell a car?
Right after you sell a car.
You said that shit. You said that
Right?
shit.
I say that shit every time, right? I'm like, hey, when's the best time to sell a mobile? Right after you sell a mobile.
Right
And
after
that's
you
the
sold
thing.
that
You
bitch.
know what's funny is that, okay, so I watched this speaker and he holds a very close place in my heart. His name is Simon Sinek. And he talks about why, Simon Sinek, right?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
So he talks about why leaders eat last. And I'm not going to go into like the whole elaborate
I got that book.
story. You do?
I got
No,
the
you
book.
fucking do not have that book.
I got the book.
Bro, I pulled out a book last stream. He's pulling out a book now. We're all.
I got a book. I got a book. You want me to pull out my book? My book
No.
has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
What? Okay, yeah,
You want me to pull it out?
sure.
I don't know. It might ruin the podcast.
Well, if it has titties,
This
then
man
no.
really has the
What's up, Roxa?
fucking book. Okay, here's the real question though. Have you read that book?
I got to. I think
That
I
means
still
no.
have it- I think I still have the puppy eared. Matter of fact, I got to like the last, like third to last chapter.
Okay. So I have not read that book, and I have actually been wanting to read that book. So here's what Simon says. Simon says, put your hands up. Okay, so he talks about number one, he says leaders are like you cannot make leaders. Like leaders are you can make leaders, but leaders are not created, they're born. Is the number one thing that he talks about. But he talks about this in the workplace, and it's very, I think it leads back to the money thing, right? Because like our bosses count on us to make money in order to make them more money, right?
Mhm.
And so if we're not like it's like how our bosses work. How like I wasn't Corpse's boss, but I made money based off of him making money. You know what I mean? Like if he wasn't making
Mm-hmm.
money, I didn't have the opportunity to make money. So, and that's why, like you said, bro, like we would be in the back smoking cigarettes, and then all the sales guys would be back there smoking, and I'd be like, okay, guys, like funds up. Like you just sold a car, okay, let's get back out there and go sell another fucking car. Get on the phones, pound it out. Who can we send emails to? Because the way it works is if you're not willing to sacrifice yourself, this is like it's not verbatim, but it's pretty damn fucking close. He says if you're not willing to sacrifice yourself for those that are quote unquote under you, then why the fuck would they break their back to help you? And
Mm-hmm.
that's why he says leaders eat last, because he was at like a chow hall with the military, and he noticed that like the generals and shit would wait in the chow hall and wait for everybody else to eat, and then they would go get their food. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody asked him why are you waiting last? Most of the time the most prestigious people, they get their plate first. And he said, well, why? Like these people have risked their life to make sure that I'm good, so why would I eat before them?
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard his explanation for that, it's like, yeah, and it comes the same, like it comes full circle, and it's the same thing. Even if you're on the same level as everybody, like why would they respect you, and why would they look at you as a quote unquote leader personality if they don't think that you're right there with them doing the same thing, like taking off your shirt and being on the roof with them and doing all that shit. If you're not willing to do that and take overtime because somebody got sick, or drive somebody home because they don't have a fucking car, like if you're not willing to do that shit, then you don't have no leader qualities.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and like to
That
think
shit made
too,
me rock hard that you had that book, by the way. Like
What
that
the fuck?
fucking
bro,
that
and
is
there's a segment in the book where it's like talking about like there's this military, like there's this fight, right? Like there's this fight, and the guys are depending on the ground are depending on
oh, the two planes.
the planes.
Yes. Okay. While you're talking about this story, because I know this story, I'm gonna use the restroom. But this is a fucking great story.
But the dudes on the ground, right, are like depending on this air coverage, man. They're depending on it, like, and I can't really remember exactly like how this whole passage goes.
Mhm.
But the thing is that like kind of stuck out to me was like I was thinking in my head like of being on the ground. Like if I'm on the ground and we're pinned down, bro, like we're in a bad fucking spot. Like I can't help but try to look over my shoulder to see, to see the fucking cavalry, bro. Like, please, somebody come help us. Like, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes leaders aren't only the people like flying those jets. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
they're the people on the ground
Yeah.
holding it down. Like, bro, we are digging our heels in this fight right now, and I'm just trying to hold on until you get here, bro. Like that's my job. My job is to get these guys to hold on for the next fucking 10 minutes while you guys make your pass. Cuz once you guys make your pass, then I can make mine. You know what I mean? And so like that story is just so fucking powerful, dude, cuz it's like I think we get so caught up in just like, oh, these planes flew over, they helped kind of save the day, blah blah blah, but it's like, dude, those soldiers on the ground though, they're still doing their part too. Like, and that's the shit that needs to be fucking celebrated. That's the shit that needs to be recognized. You know what I mean?
True.
Look at Zero. Zero's just like
Stop it, bro. Don't put it
eyes
out.
low.
I think it's weird.
No,
No,
but I
listen,
mean, okay.
I,
So go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I agree.
My guy.
No, I
Sage
mean,
words.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. I do wholeheartedly agree with everything you guys are saying. I think like one of the most important things about leadership is exactly what Cisco said. Probably what that guy says. Because it seems like he has a lot of wise words. That Simon guy. Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I gotta look him up. I think you've told me about this dude.
I have plenty of
Yeah.
videos to send to you when the like after you watch Donnie Darko. I will send you whatever Simon Sinek video you want me to
I'll
send you.
I'll try, bro. I promise.
his
I'm gonna try.
video, his video on Apple and the way that Apple sells its products. is so fucking profound. Anybody who is trying to be any kind of entrepreneur, like you're trying to sell a fucking product, right, or some kind of service, that is something you need to watch.
He also talks about the different um he talks about like endorphin, serotonin, and all the chemicals that are in your brain and how they all work and function in your
Mm-hmm.
day-to-day basis and how to use them properly and like shit like that. That video is one of my favorite fucking videos of all time because it just shows how people work in
Mm-hmm.
the long run, you know what I mean? And it also goes back to like a leadership aspect. And I know we're getting away from the money situation or the money topic, but I think that plays a part in it too. So if you want to make a lot of fucking money, just be fucking kind to other people and do things for them that you would want them to do to you, like your mama always said, right? Like,
No, I don't think so. Actually,
what?
Yep.
What?
Fuck
Okay,
that.
tell me.
Fuck everything I just said. I'm sorry.
No, if you disagree, I want to hear it.
Thought about no, I think a lot of people who do the right thing do get promoted into leadership, and it's great. But I can't ignore the fact that there's way, 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 way too many instances where it's not about how hard you work. It's not necessarily about how cool you were with every interaction you might have had. It was more about, you know,
Who
my
you know?
boss. I know that motherfucker. Like, we went out to a bar, we did this, we did that. We're like cool. That wasn't cocaine. I was just scratching my nose.
Oh yeah, no, y'all are cool. Y'all are cool, bro.
We're hella cool. You know what I mean? No, but I think a lot of the times it's like I was cool with my boss, and that's kind of why I got this job. There was somebody else more qualified than me, put in more hours than me, did more work than me, but I got the job.
Wait, okay, so let me ask you this. That's a good point. I agree with you. It's not about what you know; it's about who you know, right?
No, not. Oh, I guess yeah.
I mean, that's basically what
essentially,
you just break down for me, right?
Essentially, yeah.
So, how did you become cool with this manager? You
He was
weren't a
just cool.
dickhead, right? Like you weren't being a dickhead, though.
Yeah, but it speaks to, like, it's not always about would you take your shirt off to put it on one of your lower guys. It's sometimes just about, like, yeah, I was cool with the manager. That's how I got here.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this, right? Say I was a manager at a location.
Sure.
And I know Corpse. And he was like, "Yo, I want to work where you work."
Mm-hmm.
I know him. We're cool. Do I think that he would put a shirt on my back? Do I think that he would be a good leader? Absolutely. So guess what? I know him. I will make him a leader where I work.
Sure, and that's I think your mentality is great, but I also would. Hold on, give me a second.
Wait. Also, time out. On top of that, do you also think that the hardest working person deserves to be a leader? Like, just because you work hard, does that give you the quality of leadership?
Because sometimes the best player on the team ain't the team captain.
Sure, that's true.
Look at sports, right? But the captain isn't the person that plays the hardest or makes the best plays.
Sometimes
sure, but I'm also making the argument that the person who is a better leader doesn't always get the job because they weren't the person who was closest to the head. Does that make sense?
True. That's true, and that's a law of power. That's one of the 48 laws of power, bro.
Have you ever read that book?
No. But I just want to say really quickly too. I think it would be great if everybody had the mentality you have of, like, I'm not only going to take into consideration that I like you, but I'm also going to take into consideration the job you're going to do and the fact that I'm putting my name on you. And are you going to make me look good? Or I love you, you're my friend, but are you going to go and dick around? Like,
yeah, I'm not putting somebody in a position of power unless they're fucking.
I know you're not, but I'm just saying not everybody's like of that mentality. And I think that just happens in the workspace more often than we like to admit.
Sure.
And because in a perfect world, I agree with you that, like, every guy who would, or every guy or girl who would be in the front lines with you, wherever you work, at McDonald's or the military, would be at the head and be doing the right thing. I think in a perfect world that exists, just not this one.
Yeah, I think to an extent, like, now more than ever, we're starting to move away. Like, I don't know what the right word. I want to say nepotism, where it's like people were taking care of their family members and their close cousin and their brother-in-law all got jobs because I was the manager at Target.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I think traditionally as humans, we're kind of that way because we want our tribe to survive.
I
You
have to
know,
go to the
like,
bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm so sorry.
yeah, no, good. Like, we want our tribe to survive type of fucking thing, but then,
Oh, he got gray sweats on, bro. He definitely showing you his dick
oh,
tonight.
dude, I'm trying to fucking see that thing, bro. It's a hanger. I know it is. Dude, for him to be like such a sweet guy, like so like soft spoken, dude, that thing's got to be a donk, bro. Like, there's got to be something going on with this guy where it's like, wow, like, wow, dog.
Oh shit!
Like, I'm just wacky. Like, you know, anybody who knows me knows I'm just fucking. I'm a weirdo. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm quiet until I'm not. And so for him, it's like, what you got? What you got going on there, dude?
You're hiding down there, dog.
What you got, bro? Just show it to me, and then I'll leave you alone, bro. I'll stop asking. Oh my god, I'm telling you, I'm gonna turn that shit into a shirt. Like, Damien, show me your dick, just big in like old English letters.
With his fucking gray sweats on the front of it.
Oh my god.
Oh shit. But yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I agree where Damien's coming from as well, you know. And sometimes I've been told my whole life I'm too nice to people, and I think that that's really a fucking thing. But I don't know. I think a lot of the times those people that are in higher positions that get hired because they know somebody, I think they fail more often than not.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the people that really do deserve to be in higher positions are the people that deserve to be in those higher positions. You know what I mean? Like, if you're put in a higher position and you suck at it, you're probably gonna fucking fail,
Bro. And with this job, like, I got a job interview coming up. Well, I already splashed the first one. I got to get past the drug screening, and then I got to get past the fucking background check.
You're not smoking, right?
Allegedly.
What? You mean allegedly? What is that?
There is fake piss in the world, okay?
Allegedly.
And it works.
No.
Allegedly. I won't say the company's name. There will be no company names. But I'm gonna get paid some good fucking money, right? And like, that's why I was telling you I might potentially move down towards San Diego, because that's a lot of my work will be in like LA, SD, Valencia. So, you know, whatever. I'll think about that later. But
Well, hey, I got your first date lined up for you when you come down to San Diego. I'm just saying.
Stop it, bro. You can't keep calling her out every podcast, bro.
no, call her out. Who is she?
No.
Hey, this is for a later conversation.
We actually can't. Not on live.
I'll show my dick.
I'll show my dick.
I'll show my dick. Anywho, but the dude who helped me get the fucking job was one of my old managers, right? And me and him went out a few times, like as a group. You know what I mean? But bro, I never took a shot with this guy. I never nothing with this guy, bro. Like, we maybe hung out at the bar top for maybe an hour or two, but he would go do his thing and I'd go do my thing. But when this job opportunity came around, he texted me. You know what I mean? So I think that...
Is he a Mason?
No.
Mm.
No.
Okay.
He's a diabetic. That's about it. That's the only thing we gotta...
That's how we categorize people now? Hey, yeah. Yeah, he has
diabetic.
AIDS.
We gotta
Have you
watch
seen
him,
that
dude.
clip? Have you seen that clip of that little kid? I think it's his sister. Is like, "Oh, I'm vegetarian," and then he's like, "I thought you were American." Should give me those vibes.
Oh man. But like,
Hey, that's good though. Hey, I'm gonna have to text you on the side about that.
but yeah, let me know.
Because hey, think about it like this: you come to San Diego, we get a little area where we can set up where we're actually in person.
That'd be wild.
Dude, these will be nuts, bro.
That'd be way better.
These would be nuts, bro. And
then you could really press Damien to see his dick.
I'm
No.
telling you, in person. Bro, just do like...
Hey, give him 10 milligrams instead of 5. Oh, the dick is swinging.
I promise. It's not. I'm just scared out of my mind at 10. I'm like, oh my fucking god, bro, we're in space.
He'll show you his dick out of fear.
Oh my god, you just do a
getting
fucking
All right.
whole podcast with your dick out, dude. That thing would hit. It'd hit. It'd be a
What
hit.
is it?
OnlyFans. Yeah, hey, we would have to stream on OnlyFans for sure. I would only if I had an OnlyFans, I'd charge 50 cents.
That's crazy.
Dude, a penny.
Why the
Whatever we
fuck?
got to do to
Why?
get Damien out there.
Why? Because I'm not showing my dick. I'm showing yours.
What the fuck? Why? My dick is worth more than 50 cents.
Yeah, but 50 cents from each of us, that's $1.50.
That's a lot.
I'm not taking $1.50 to show my $1.50, okay?
Hello?
I like
Hey,
that.
you got
That's
$1.50. I got a nickel. All right? Hey, you got way more than me pimping with those grades. So we saw you swinging when you walked in.
I'm talking about like one of those mini erasers. That one of those like dollar bill mini erasers when I'm talking
I
about
got the
dollars.
tip of a pencil eraser.
Oh no.
My shit pokes out like a pimple.
Oh man.
All right. So we talked about the money aspect, right? And we went into like leadership. So I think personally, based off of what you brought up tonight, I think with the leadership aspects and the money aspect, I think that sacrifice definitely goes into the core of what we were just talking about. So, I mean, I don't want to preface it because it's your topic, but like I said, I think that plays a huge part. So I kind of want to know where you're coming in when you talk about sacrifices, and is it just job related? Are you talking about within relationships? Are you talking about for money, or is it all of the above? And this has to be your final answer.
Wait,
So
what?
So the way that like, because I brought them up, in that series in a way, right? Well, one, money. How is money affecting our life, right? How is this affecting my relationships, not only within my life, like my circle of friends, but how is money affecting the choices I make with the self, right? What am I doing with this money to affect the self? Then it goes into, right, love. And
Oh, love was the other one.
so love, and the reason why I'm bringing it up this way is because is how is money affecting love, our relationships, right? The people that we're interacting with, the things that we love to do, boom, 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 right? And so in now the reason why I want to tie it in like this is that sacrifice is essential. It's necessary. It is the common denominator in every single situation, right? The moment we wake up, in the morning, we are sacrificing something of our life, right? Whether you clock in at 9 a.m., 6 a.m., 5 a.m., doesn't matter. You are then sacrificing your time of your life, trading it for this paper thing that we then trade for goods and services. So for me, right, my again, with the relationships, with just like yourself, bro, like within your own life, like what kind of sacrifices, what would you say is like an easy sacrifice for you to make, whether it's like in the name of your friendships or in the name of, just being able to be more fiscally responsible, right? Like what things are you guys sacrificing to make those things all act like, what's it like, what's it like, all act and balance harmoniously? You know what I mean? That was a big, that was kind of a
I was
little
gonna
bit.
say, is this in regards to a like a love relationship, like between two significant others, or is it
It
So
can be.
let's say this, right?
okay?
There's a
Okay,
lot
so
of
we're gonna start with relationship status.
let's take friends. Let's make it easy. Let's
Okay.
make it easy. So with friends, there's certain friends now that I cannot hang out with unless they have a job, right? And I'm willing to sacrifice that. I'm willing to sacrifice that time with you, fam, till you get your shit right. Right? Like I love you enough, bro, to stop picking you up. You're not gonna kick it at my house until 2 a.m. You're not coming in. No, bro. I got work in the fucking morning, my
I
dog.
feel like I know who you're talking about in this case, but
There's a lot of people, bro. There's a lot of people, and I seen it more as I started to get older, and especially once Elijah was born. It's like 9:30. I'm wore the fuck out, and these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Posted at a house, Cisco, and it's kind of like,
I
guys,
gotta go back to the crib.
yeah, like
I gotta sleep.
y'all gotta get the fuck out. My boy is sleeping. She's sleeping. I'm about to go crawl in this bed with them. Like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? So friendships, like an easy one, that's easy. That's easy for me. That's easy for me to not hang out with people during the
Wait,
stuff.
so are you asking what? I just want to, because I know Zero wants to answer, but I want to make sure that I'm understanding the question as well, so I can go based off of what he's saying. Are you asking what are you willing to sacrifice now in order to what?
Just to keep, because we're at the point right now, right, where it's like I was saying in the beginning, like we're all working these different jobs. Some of us have worked together. Like we're grown now. So yeah. So for right now, to
Well, some
keep
of
your
us are
shit.
grown. Some of us are still under
Stop
25.
it,
I'm just
bro.
saying.
Why would
I guess right now, then I guess is like, yeah, for now, like right now, to keep yourself in balance, where
To
you got
elevate or to elevate. Is it balance or to elevate?
to balance, to stay balanced, and to elevate,
Okay.
right? Because you can't, like, yeah, because you can't go up if you're like dysregulated inside your own life, like, you know what
Well,
I
even
mean?
if you're balanced, you can't move up, right? Like, because you're just finding a way to balance instead of
Yeah,
teetering the
to push
scale. And
forward.
yeah,
Yeah. So I guess, yeah, one, to keep you balanced, and then what is a sacrifice I guess you're willing to make now, right now, to further, yeah, to advance. You know what I'm saying? So like, so for me would be, one, to stay balanced is to keep a solid control of the people who are within my circle, right? Like, control that. Like, don't let no squares up in my circle. Like, you know what I mean? Keep tight with the people I'm tight with. Boom, that's it. No, like, no new friends. You know what I mean? Except Zero.
base?
What's
Let's go. I infiltrated, boys. Okay.
and what's something I'm willing to do to further myself? I guess is to like shoot my shot with making new, like, I don't want to say new friends, but new connections with people. You know what I mean? Like the managers. Take a second to talk to them a little bit more. You
wait,
know
but
what I
are
mean?
you keeping? So are you keeping your? I just because I feel like that's contradictive what you just said. So are you keeping your circle of friends and moving forward, still trying to make more friends? And by that you said no squares. So are you trying to make friends with people that have a higher thinking or similar thinking than you?
So like I was saying about the dude who got me this job, right? He was one of my old managers, but we weren't buddy buddies like that. But he
Hmm.
knew about my merit, right? He knew this was a hard worker. He shows up, he's on time, he'll stay late. Boom, 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 boom. But me and him, we ain't friends. Like I
Okay.
will never get that fucking twisted. Me and Kaz, I used to serve him dinner. You know what I mean? We was never friends, never friends. The managers I have now, who I've worked with for damn near 3 years, we ain't friends, bro. You're my
Mm.
manager. We're cool. We're copacetic, bro, and got love for you. All of that, got love for you. But we ain't friends. You know what I'm saying? I never want to get that type of shit mixed up. But I'm willing to extend myself to them a little bit more though. Show up when all the boys are going out with them. You know what I mean? Show up, post up. Like, you know what I mean? Pick their brain a little bit. See how they think about the business. What advice might they have? Right? But I ain't about to sit there and hang out my dirty laundry with this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I
Read the
think
room type of
I was
situation.
gonna say, but low key, this question sounds like more of who are you willing to bring in than what are you willing to sacrifice to your friends or loved ones.
Well, it's also who are you willing to lose, right?
yeah, yeah, because you're gonna lose some
Okay.
along the way too.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right,
And
because
this
think
has
about
just
it.
got to do with just friendships, bro. Like this, we ain't even talking about like romantic love or just money in general. Like, you know what I mean? Like this is where I really wanted to get to, is because like I've really been having like talks with people about sacrifices, like sacrifices that we have to make. You know, especially us as men, like the type of sacrifices we got to make. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's a different course than like who are we willing to lose and what are we willing to lose.
Mm.
Like, I okay. So back to I'm gonna just show what I mean by that. And I know Zero wants to talk, but give me a second. So I think who we're willing to lose is a lot different than what are we willing to lose or give up. Then because I think who are we willing to lose comes in an overall sense, and then like to go on the sex type of thing. Like I think that men give up and sacrifice a lot more than this is personally. I think that men give up a lot more than women are willing to sacrifice and give up, and we do so at a higher rate than women do. But I think those two topics are tremendously different. Um, look at Zero. He's fucking.
I'm
digging over
stretching,
there.
but I'm also getting ready to fight. 'Cause I'm
Oh,
just
so you
kidding. I'm not-
disagree?
I
Oh,
disagree
do
with that.
So we're gonna make it a sex thing?
No, we don't have to because I want to keep it on the sacrifice thing. I could
Okay.
just say really quickly why I disagree.
Okay, well, hold on. If you're gonna say why you disagree, we're
Go
gonna
ahead.
get into a whole tangent on.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Here we go.
I
Here we
could
go.
just
Let me go.
it'll be very quick and then you can keep going.
It's not gonna be very quick because if he's, I
Just
have
don't-
to
just don't rebuttal. Just don't rebuttal.
No, okay.
I'm just
All right.
kidding. I'm just
Okay, here's
kidding.
how we'll do it. Here's how we'll do it. If I feel that there is no rebuttal needed, I won't rebuttal because I have to go get more beer. So go ahead, say what you're gonna say.
Okay.
And wait. Preface what I said so I can make sure that you're verbatim saying against what I said.
Okay, sure. So the basis of what you said, right? The part that I started to disagree with mainly was that I know you said not to make it a sex thing. You said not to make it a sex thing, which I completely don't want to do. We can move past this if you don't want to rebuttal. You said not to make it a sex thing, but men sacrifice more than women on average, and they do it at a higher rate. That's what you said.
Correct. That
Okay.
absolutely. One.
Okay.
I will look. I stand.
Wait,
by what I just said.
Okay. I think men get rewarded for their sacrifices at a higher rate than women's. Okay, chill, relax. I'm about to
Hold on. Let me put the mic up.
I'm about to qualify this with the fact that I'm not even trying to be a simp. But the thing is that I'm not trying to be a simp for women, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not rebuttaling just to rebuttal. So, I think on average, a lot of society recognizes a lot of the men's sacrifices, the shit we do in war, the shit that we do in different jobs, the fact that we have a higher rate of death because of jobs, the fact that there's so many different things, right? Death rates, everything.
Absolutely.
Suicide rates,
Absolutely.
death
The
rates.
amount of divorce that comes from women instead of men. The amount of money that is shelled out because of divorce, because from women to men, the amount
Hold
of
on,
child
hold on.
support.
Okay, wait,
Hold
but
on.
that's not.
Let
That
him-
doesn't really.
let him-
That
let
doesn't
him-
really
let him
go.
fill his
That doesn't
point, let him
really
fill his
go
point.
into the sacrifices. Those are just the consequences of certain actions.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not? Go ahead, bring the mic down. What do you
Hold the
mean?
fuck on. How are you going to say that that's a consequence? If I, as a man, ask you to marry me and then you decide that you want to divorce me, why the fuck should I pay you? If you said that if you agreed to having a baby with me, right, and you had a baby with me, why the fuck should I pay you half the child support when we have 50-50 agreement? I still have to pay you. I take care of our child 50% of the time. I should be able to pay for what I have the child 50% of the time, and you as an adult should be able to pay the other 50% of the time. So why is that a consequence? Why is that a consequence?
I shouldn't have said this shit because I'm not in this state of mind.
But I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying is
it's a
why-
consequence.
it's a
because there were
consequence
two
that I
willing
asked you.
adults who knew what the ramifications of having this child and deciding that they were going to hook themselves onto two people
Mhm.
who for better or worse had to have stayed together. The actual system that exists right now, you know this going in because we're grown adults. We all know that there's certain things that men are going to have to pay due to the women's
That is a
sacrifices.
sacrifice.
No, but the
Hold on. You just said based on the woman's sacrifices.
yes, that's why
But
we
what
pay.
the
That's why we
fuck
pay
did the
child
women-
support. That's what
What did the
that
woman
is.
sacrifice? What did the woman sacrifice?
So the woman, I think on average, typically, they have the child for more time on average. This is why child support even exists. And I don't know if it's on average these days or if it's on average prior, and that's why the law works out the way it does. Because on average, men make more money, so that leaves as a default that
wow.
women make less money.
Wow. I don't understand how this is a consequence to you, Damien.
Well,
this
'cause
is
because
blowing my mind right now.
You're taking the fact that I'm saying consequence, and I don't know if you're thinking about this in a bad way. Consequences don't always mean bad things. It's just
Of course,
A happened. No, A happened, so B happened.
Wait,
That is a
so that's what I'm
consequence.
saying. That's what I'm not understanding right now. Right? You said that all those things are not men sacrificing; those are all consequences.
Mhm.
So did that man not sacrifice everything? Because where are the woman's consequences?
When you say sacrifice everything, what does that mean?
Well, if I get married to you, then I have to understand that in the back of my mind, my marriage to you could account to my consequences of giving you alimony, even if you're the one who decided to divorce me. Alimony, child support, you get half of my shit. Why? Because
Oh,
I'm the
I
man.
see.
One
I see why you're
How am I
thinking
not
that way. I see it.
sacrificing?
One, consequentially, you didn't sign a prenup. They exist. We all know what they are. And if
Mhm.
that's so important to you,
Well,
that
I have
the
to
fact
put other
that you
things-
splitting up, no, you just have to take it into account. If you splitting up, if there's a even an iota in your mind that, you know what, if we split up, she might take half my shit. That's just a reality. And you're not like, hey, you know what? I think
That
we
is
should
my
get a prenup.
sacrifice in marrying you. That is my sacrifice.
You can't have.
I am
the
willing to
sacrifice.
take that.
Then you can't also use it as like a oh, this isn't fair, when that is the sacrifice.
How is it fair though? What?
It's
Where is
not
the
fair,
fairness in
but
that?
if it's
Okay,
a sacrifice, you don't get to say it's not fair.
why not? If I'm sacrificing,
Because
hey, it's not fair, but I
sacrifice.
have to do this in order to progress.
No,
in
you
order
don't.
to do
So
that,
No,
I'll
no,
say
no,
this.
no, no.
I'll say
You
this.
don't
I'll
have
say
to do
this.
that.
I'll say this.
Why? In what world
say
in
this.
America
that
do
is
you
what
have
a
to do that?
sacrifices are not fair.
See,
Yes,
so check
but
this
you
out
can't
though. But check
complain
this
about it
out.
when you
Check this out.
decide to.
Oh no, nobody said anything about complaining. We didn't bring complaining into this.
No, but check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
What?
So back in the day, right? So let's go way back in the day. If we sacrificed, 100 fucking cattle for good rains for the harvest,
or for
right?
Satan.
So we might sacrifice these cows, maybe a kid or two, whatever, right? Then
Wait.
He threw that in there
What?
so nonchalant.
then if we don't
Man.
have a good harvest, we're going to look at ourselves and say, what did we do wrong?
Exactly.
Right? We're going to say, what happened here?
I don't know if you're backing me. Wait, hold on, because Cisco's gone. He has to hear this part.
But do you get that? Do you get that reference?
I do. If I'm understanding you right, do you agree with me then? Is it like if I okay? Sorry, you can answer. Sorry.
So I'm going to agree partially because I think that there is a sacrifice that we are both making. Let's take it from the top, right? Because it seems like we're kind of trying to take a traditional stance on how this relationship is going, right? So let's say man meets woman, man proposes to woman. He is then at that moment sacrificing a lot, right? He is saying that my trust in you and my faith in this relationship is greater and not equal to, right? And not equal to these other doubts I may have, these other risks that I am taking.
Mm-hmm.
You still can't help but wonder that if something was to go sideways
Sure.
at no fault of
yeah.
my own,
Sure.
what would we question, right? Because just like a sacrifice of 100 cattle that did not lead to a harvest, you would say, what is wrong with my tribe? What is wrong with my prayer? Why has God frowned on us, right? So there's a consequence to this action. I'm not saying, if you guys all huddle around a fire and cut a goat open, that you're going to have good rains. But if that was true, it would lead me to say, what did I do wrong? Is there something wrong with my shaman? Was there something wrong with my goat? Is there something wrong with my tribe? Is God just frowning on me? Right? Like why are these consequences happening to me? So I think to say, hey, we're making this sacrifice as men, right? When especially, like I said, if we're taking a traditional step towards this whole thing, we are sacrificing our livelihood by taking a woman as our own, right? In marriage.
Wait. When you say livelihood, what does that mean?
Or like
Half your shit.
No.
Our money.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, your money, your home, your
Okay.
cars, your
Sure.
property, right? Like now can become hers, right?
Unless you
Like
sign a prenup.
But the thing is that is true. It's I just I can't I I don't understand the
You
world
just
where we
admitted that it's
can
sacrifice. Then, like, I don't understand what the argument is here.
I
that
think
it's
where
sacrifice.
women make a sacrifice right now, this is where I can get zero, right? But it's hard for me to compare because there's both sides of this. There's both sides of everything. Where a woman does sacrifice a lot in a
And that's not
relationship.
what I'm not saying that women don't sacrifice anything, by the way, Zero. Like, don't get it twisted. Women sacrifice a lot. A
Okay.
Yeah.
lot.
Well, that's
That's
what I was saying, bro.
I'm not saying women don't sacrifice anything. And that's the thing, right? Like, it's like you're not listening. What I said is
What?
men
Bro, I try to say
sacrifice a
verbatim.
lot. Yeah, but I'm saying men sacrifice more than women. That's not saying that women sacrifice
I
zero.
think it's
I'm
hard.
just
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just restating. I'm not saying that women sacrifice zero. What I'm saying is men sacrifice more than women
I just
I
on
think that I think
average.
when
up front. I
people
think up front. Yes, I can agree to it. I can agree that up front, men have to make a larger sacrifice and a bigger investment into a relationship, a long term. Let's just say this is an honest woman. So no worries of cheating or anything, you know, extracurricular. I think up front we are making a bigger investment and a higher sacrifice, right? Because generally the woman is going to move in with us. Generally, traditionally, right? Woman moves in with man, right?
Facts.
So if we were to marry, I'm I am now leveraging my house, my livelihood, everything I have against this promise that you're making to me.
Yeah,
Right.
and, and on that note, think about it. Why does the man have to ask the father if they can marry their daughter? Because he needs to make sure that he can provide everything for that
Mm-hmm.
child and the child that child is gonna have.
Mm-hmm.
That
well,
is a
okay.
sacrifice.
But
Are we basing this all off of traditional back in the day?
What else do we have to base that off
What
of?
do you mean? These types of relationships are not these days. That's not what happens these
That
days.
is the okay. First of all, that is the most ideal relationship to have still to this day.
To
And second of all,
who though? It depends on who you're talking
now
to.
we're talking about one-offs, though. We're talking about the majority of people. So you're telling me, okay? Let me ask you right now. When you go to ask your girlfriend to marry you, you're not gonna ask her father for the blessing, or you're just gonna be
Um,
like, "Hey, let's get married and let's fucking go elope."
no, but the thing is, no, I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd elope. I'd have a conversation with her because I'm gonna marry her, and like I'll probably talk to her parents about it, sure. But I think I'm gonna talk to her first.
Of course, you're gonna talk to her first.
Yeah, but it's
I'm
not in
not
my
thinking that.
head to be like I need to ask her father for consent. I'm gonna talk to both of them about what the plan is, but it's not very much consent. It's more just telling them what's gonna happen.
See, I
Like
think that's
telling
an
them
issue. That's an
like
issue.
like I have plans. But the thing is I feel like today I have enough relation with her parents to be like, I know I don't necessarily need your approval because I already have it. I've proven it throughout the years. I've had time with you. I've had time with her. I've shown you I'm respectful. I've done XYZ. I should have not implied like consent, like go for it, but I feel like I did the time and I showed you everything that I have to offer. At this point, I'm just telling you what's going to happen, and then if like you really do have a problem with it, you're going to tell me, and then we can hash it out. But otherwise, yeah, your daughter is going to be my wife. You know what I mean?
That's the issue. I feel like that's such a lack. And I'm not. This doesn't change the
Bro,
way I
I'm
view you at
yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah. I don't think,
but I feel like
I
that
want to
is
say real
such.
quick. I hope that like everything that we
No, no, no.
probably
We'll
shout
never.
at some
Yeah,
people,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm not
We're
mad at
good.
you.
We're
Yeah.
always gonna be
Okay.
good.
Cool.
We're
Cool.
always
Cool.
gonna be good. I promise you. That's the beautiful thing about podcasts and being adults is that we can talk about this and disagree. But
don't get
based
him
off
started
what,
on feminism, dude. Don't get him
but
started on
based
Yeah,
feminism.
bro. No, no.
based
Wait,
off of
who him?
what you
Or
based
me?
off of what you just said, there is so much lack of respect that I see from that. Like
Mhm.
that to me, I think that's absolutely horrible. And I don't even have a daughter; I have a son. But I think that there is so much lack of respect and lack of quote unquote authority that is absolutely horrible in my opinion.
Wait,
And
why? I'm
because
curious.
those people raised that. Okay, and I'll show you the back and forth where I think we would go back and forth here, right? Those people raised that child to believe in what she believes in, and to make her life the life that it is now, right? And to now be on the same wavelength and level as you are, and respect you as a man, and just enjoy, not even as a man, as a partner. You guys enjoy yourselves. You've been around for a couple of years, great. But for you to sit there and say, I'm gonna talk to her about it, and then I'm gonna go up to them and pretty much tell them what's going on. And if they have an issue with it, well then okay, I'm just telling you what's gonna happen. And if you have an issue with it, then we can hash it out later. But I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
Well, now
that's an issue.
I want to flip this because none of what you said is gendered. Why is it not disrespectful the other way around?
What do you mean?
Nothing of what you just said is implied to be the role of the man. It's just kind of like a respect thing. It seems like
no,
you said
is
nothing.
Implied. It is absolutely. Well, I was trying to make it not gendered for the sake of the argument.
I'm just saying, why doesn't it work backwards?
Okay, well then,
if a woman was,
how many times do women ask men to marry them? Whose job is it to ask to marry the other person? The man's, right? Traditionally. Right, but
if a woman was
job
to ask me for my hand in marriage,
exactly,
I would
you better make sure you talk to my mom.
You better talk to my moms. You better go
Really?
ask her. You
Yeah,
better go ask her.
Absolutely.
No chance.
Who's
You better
the
go
fir-
talk to
Let
her.
me ask you a
I
question.
just don't think I guess I just don't think it's disrespectful. Maybe I'm gonna get
what
cussed
about
the
girls
fuck
who
out.
Check it out. Check it out.
Or
And
the
I'll say it
girls
like
who have
this.
more assets or money and has to sacrifice their livelihood to move forward with a man and to eventually sacrifice their body to bear the family children. Now we're talking about one-offs first and foremost, because there is this many women asking men to marry them. Let's be fucking real, right?
Mhm.
Because we're talking about traditional, right? You literally said who is still doing things traditionally. On the larger scale of things, men are still asking women to marry them, right? It is
People
a
who are
job.
getting married are traditionally
And think about
more
it, even
traditional.
when it comes around to like marriage and buying the ring. Oh, I gotta make sure I have a ring that's 3 times my salary. That's
God damn,
something
that's
that we
nice.
all know. Like we all know that. Why do we know that? Because it's traditional to do those things. Women pick out their rings. Men don't traditionally pick out their rings. You know what I mean? Like this is something that you have to understand. Yes, the times are changing, but there are still going to be things that sit around traditional values and the core of how the fuck we've done things. And even after all that is said, at the end of the day, the man still sacrifices more, and it's like show me a way that a man does not sacrifice more than a woman, and I will agree with you or I'll disagree.
Okay. You can't say one way and then I can't pull out childbirth and you'd be like, well, you know what I mean? It's different.
That is the
Childbirth.
sacrifice.
Absolutely.
That is the
You're
sacrifice.
absolutely right.
One, bro. No, I'm just saying.
No, but this is the thing.
But what happens? What about when your wife can't have kids?
Can't have kids. When she
Where's the
can't have
sacrifice?
kids-
Wait. But we're acting like childbirth is like a one and done. Like they're good. Like they're 18 now. We're good. Do they not like sacrifice? And because majority of men are going to work, making the bread and everything. There's a
who pays for that kid's college tuition?
Yes, but
who pays for that
money
kid's
isn't the only thing
car?
that's burdened to somebody as like a sacrifice. A mom does a lot of work sacrifice nowadays as well. Does a lot of emotional sacrifice. Does a lot, so much, and because men are typically, and this feeds into like the reasons why the suicide rate is higher is because men are not emotionally as adept as women on average. I would say we fucking kill ourselves way more because we feel like we have nobody to talk to.
Why? Why do we feel that we have nobody to talk to? How did this conversation get to where the fuck we're at? I like it, but why do men feel like?
But there's a lot of different answers to that though. There's internal.
There's one main reason.
Tell me what's the main reason?
Women.
Why?
The common denominator.
How?
They are the common denominator on why men can't express themselves. And this is great, right? Now we're starting to get into the world where mental health, especially for men, is more of an awareness thing, and it's great. I fucking love it. But on that same token, right, as a man that deals with actual mental health issues, the fact that mental health has become such a broad thing, people use it more as an excuse than they do as I don't want to say coping mechanism, but as a reason for other people to listen to them. And this is an issue. And I've said this because you know how many kids are being diagnosed with ADHD now, misdiagnosed for that shit?
I have
Go
to
ahead.
so
Go
bad. Sorry, I'm
pee.
so
Go pee.
sorry.
Go pee. Go pee. Woo!
You
You
know
got me
what?
on a sick one, baby.
I will say this. I will say this. Right? Is that I don't want to say that women are going without their sacrifice, right? Because I can't.
And I didn't. I'm not. Again, for Damien's community, for Putch's community, this is what you have to understand. Listen to what we're all saying. I'm not saying that women do not sacrifice a thing, because women sacrifice a lot, a lot.
Mhm.
And this is and this. I was having a conversation with a young lady at work about this, and this is the issue now in these days, is that they'll hear something and they'll immediately think that you're on the opposition. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not saying that women do not sacrifice a lot, because they do. And I love women, and they do so fucking much, and they deserve so much. That is not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that men sacrifice more than women do. That's all I'm
Mhm.
saying. I'm not putting women down. I'm not saying like, hey, we should pay them less. Hey, we should, fuck them. They should lick our boots. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that women do not sacrifice anything at all.
Wait.
Coming in hot.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
No, okay. Well, this is what I was saying. I was just saying to my community, to your community, to Putch's community. I just want to say that
We're
I
not
don't want to be
sexist.
I don't want to be misunderstood in saying that women do not sacrifice anything. And I think that is the common thing when conversations like this come up. Just because I'm saying that men sacrifice more than women do, I'm not trying to put down what women sacrifice, because I do feel like that women sacrifice a lot. They do a lot. I have a son with a woman who she does a lot for my son. She does a lot for me. She does a lot for my son. She does a lot for herself. That's not what I'm saying. At the end of the day, all I'm saying is that men traditionally and on average sacrifice more than what women do. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that women don't sacrifice. I'm not saying, oh, that's what I was telling Corpse right now. I'm not saying, oh, women should be paid less. Women should do this. Women should lick our boots. Like, I'm not saying that. Women do sacrifice a lot. We as men traditionally and economically, everything, sacrifice more than women do. That's what I'm saying.
See, I knew this conversation was going to end up here, right? I knew. I just
God
didn't know
damn you!
when. Right.
I shake my
Shut it
fist
up.
at you.
He wants the
But-
clip.
But well, my thing is this, right? Is like, so what if we're going to talk about sacrifices with people, right? Let's remove money.
We
Let's
went from
remove-
friends to this shit.
Let's remove money. Let's remove anything tangible like that on that level. And now let's
Sure.
talk about fucking sacrifices, right? Because my big thing, and this was something that like I kept coming across it on Twitter, and I don't know how I ended up on this like part of the algorithm, was like everything in life requires sacrifice. Everything. There's nothing that goes without somebody sacrificing every good that we have, everything we eat, everything comes at the price of something fucking else, right? And so what do you guys think, right, are important sacrifices, like to kind of keep it pushing too, right? Like what are important sacrifices that you think people can kind of start taking into consideration on a day-to-day basis so that we can have healthier relationships, right? Like me, like I think one of the first sacrifices that people need to start understanding is that this world does not revolve around you, right? Like and it's not to seem like demeaning, right? But like somebody's going through their own fucking shit, dude. Like don't take what they're saying to fucking heart, bro. Like cuz somebody else is going through their own shit and your job's not to help them get through it, but just sometimes just to be there. You know what I mean? And that kind of like ties in with how I was saying sacrifices in certain relationships. It's like, bro, sometimes I might need to distance myself from people while they get their life together because I can't be a part of that energy. I can't be around it. Like, you know what I mean? Can't be around it, or maybe I just don't want it around me. So
Well, you
like,
never know. Distancing yourself from them could do more for them than it does for you, essentially, as well.
That too. So again, what kind of
Go ahead, Zero.
sacrifices-
I'm not gonna attack you, bro. I promise you.
What kind of
I wasn't-
sacrifices-
Don't bring sex into it.
I wasn't even worried about you attacking.
Don't be all up in your shit, dog. No.
Let's run it. All right. I'm high. I don't give a fuck right now.
Hey, this might turn into the fucking zero save debate show here in a second.
Listen,
It got there.
get
It got
into
there for a second.
So men and women, no.
I still love you though. I still love you. I just
I do
don't feel
too, bro.
It's all
Yeah, I don't
love.
think
It's
I,
all love.
I don't know. I don't think it. I
I
don't
don't
think you're
think the way that
attacking
you.
me.
I don't think the way that you think is wrong.
No,
It's
and
just
I don't think you're
not what I
necessarily.
agree with.
Yeah, me too. I don't think you're a bad person.
Hey, if
I,
you want your girlfriend, if you want your girlfriend to propose to you, by all means.
you know what? Damn it, she'll be on one knee tomorrow. Okay, if that's what I want. Damn it.
All right,
No,
but go ahead. Go ahead. Continue with what Corpse was saying.
Now you're gonna make me remember. Give me 1 second. He was talking about sacrifices within relationships that are not sexual. And talking about basically how damn bro, I gotta focus right now so hard.
What are some necessary sacrifices that you think people
Within
can start
friends.
making?
Okay,
Within,
okay.
Yeah, within
Like
friends.
in general?
Let's say friends. Let's keep it on friends and relationships.
Oh yeah. Friend, no, I mean just like a general advice that
Yeah.
I would say I try to abide by.
Mm-hmm.
At least something that I've been trying to do more is I've been trying to notice who is interested in seeing me and being like, okay, well, I'm really gauging right now how people are interacting with me when they don't necessarily have to, if that makes sense. Are they like coming back with some like, I don't know, just some like negative energy on some like, why didn't you talk to me? Or just like kind of mad about something when they come talk to me? Or are they like, yo, I was thinking about you, like, let's go get some burgers or let's go, like, I got you a drink, whatever. Or not even like giving me gifts, just like, I just wanted to come chat and say what's up. That's it. And I've been trying to make sure that I'm reciprocating energy, at least I'm trying to, that people would give me, and not reciprocating energy that I wouldn't want to make somebody feel like if somebody's negative to me, I'm not going to be negative to them. I just probably won't talk to them. Like, it's just kind of
Okay, on that statement right there though, if somebody's being negative to you though, does that give like is that the automatic like cue to stop fucking with them?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking either one of y'all. Whoever wants to answer the fucking question.
I think it depends, dude. Like, what is like when they're being negative to me? If they're like speaking on my own life, like me, my life.
Depends.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going based off of what Zero just said, right? Like,
well, because
negativity.
What I mean by that is just like, well, first I would see if like, is it, are you going through some shit? Because if you're going through some shit, like the negativity is warranted.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody's coming at you negatively, are you like, whoa, chill?
No. Not just negative energy. I just mean like, if you have like a view of maybe like people in general pretty negatively, like, there might be deeper things, right? There might be like, if I didn't know you, Cisco, right? Or and you came to me, right? And you're like, bro, I fucking hate the people who work at the cafeteria. They're slow as fuck, whatever. So like you list off like 5 things, right? And I'm like, damn, this guy's pretty negative. Like, what the fuck? And about some mundane shit. Mundane shit is like the thing that tips me off a lot. Is like when it's mundane. Like, I think I talked to this woman who was mad that her shit didn't work.
Why
at
are we
her
talking about Mondays?
Huh?
No, I'm just.
I talked to this lady who was mad because her shit didn't work at her second home. And I'm like, bro, you're blessed to have a second fucking home. What the fuck? And then I was like, and like some shit doesn't work. Like, who gives a fuck? Like, it'll be 2 seconds. We'll be good. Okay. Don't worry about it. When people are mad about mundane shit like that, I don't know. It's not automatic. Cause like I said, I want to dig to find out, like, are you okay? Because if you're not, then like we could talk about it if you're comfortable talking about it. But if you are and you're kind of just shitty, then like I'm not gonna be shitty with you. I'm not gonna be shitty to you. I'm just not gonna be. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Where is your meter on that though? Like, how do you gauge that? How long does it take to gauge that?
I feel like I'll get a gist. It's not like a specific number, but like if I talk to you once, it's like, okay, maybe that was a one-off. But if I see you the next day, that's like, okay, maybe it was like he's having a bad week, right? Then I see you the next week and it's on the same shit. Then I'm like, okay, well, maybe like I'll give you one more shot. And if it's like a month later one, you're either comfortable enough to tell me what's going on, or I hope you have somebody comfortable enough to talk about what's going on, or two, you're just kind of this way, and I'm
That's what I'm saying. Like,
not the guy.
are you going to go out of your way to be like, hey, what's going on, bro? Like, you seem a little negative. You know, like if you came up and you were negative for a week,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like, damn, this motherfucker is negative. Like, he was talking about how the fries are cold at the cafeteria. He hated how much there was no parking in the parking lot, and like you just yapped and yapped and yapped about all this negative shit. And I didn't come up to you and was like, hey yo, D, like what's going on, bro? Like you good? Like you just seem a little off lately. If I didn't do that, but
Mm.
you kept talking about negative shit for the next month, is it okay for me to be like, oh yeah, this motherfucker is just a negative Nancy?
No, but
Or
I
did
think
I really go out of my way to be like, hey yo, like what the fuck is going on with you? Like, are you good? And for you not to be like, you know what, bro? Like, I'm really having a hard time. I have to live in my so and so's house for the next month. Like, I'm really having a hard time. My car, the bottom panel, I went to the fucking oil shop and they didn't put my shit on
bro,
right. They
that
said
should
there was some
piss me the
screws
fuck off.
loose. Do
That
you
should
see what I'm
piss.
saying? Like, that's
Yes,
the difference, right? It's like, how can you really sacrifice somebody if you didn't do what you needed to do in order to make sure they were good?
but the thing is in my head, right? If I've like, I try to think about this like pretty
Because we're talking
realistic.
about friendships and relationships, right? Like, we're not
Yeah,
talking
but
about like the oddball motherfucker that sits
no,
in the
but
sidelines.
I feel like the even just what you said was like kind of based off of strangers. When I'm talking about people who would kind of general, like I'm trying to think, you and me, right, Cisco,
Yeah,
we met this year. We've known each other for as long as we've been working,
3 months, which
three
I think
months.
is a great amount of time to like create a
But
rapport with
at
somebody.
month one, the first week we didn't like say anything to each other. The second week, but we were like in the same vicinity, right? Eventually,
Sure.
I feel like by month one, if I was like pissed off every day, if I was super ass negative, I feel like you would ask me, and I would do the same to you. I feel like
I
you're
would or I
comfortable enough
wouldn't.
that you would.
Oh, absolutely.
That's what
I
I'm
would ask
saying.
you
And
on
I
day one.
mean, that's what I'm saying. As far as like, I don't know if I'd be comfortable asking somebody on date. Maybe I would jokingly, like, if they were super negative, I'd be like, "Bro, you okay? Like, what the fuck?" It really just depends on the vibe,
Sure.
um, but I think I would dismiss somebody after month one, and I've already taken this into account of like, at month one, I'm comfortable enough with you if I'm seeing you like every day at least for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, and you
Five
come up
days a
to me
week.
and you're just hella, huh?
5 days a week, right?
Yeah, like five
Before it
days a
gets to
week, right? We work together, and let's say we spend our break together, 15 minutes, one break, right? If
Sure.
I see you every day, or even most days, 3 days out of the week, at the 1 month mark, I've already said, "Are you okay? Like for real? Like you're coming in here every day, like super pissed. Stop ordering the fries, maybe. I don't know. Like I have no idea, bro. Like chill. Are you okay for real?" At that point, I think I've already taken that. Like I'm already doing that, and after that, if they're like, "Yeah, everything's fine. Everything just fucking sucks," if they say some shit like that, then I'm like, oh, "Okay, well." I don't know if I want to be in that area.
Sure, but I think that's what I was kind of leading towards. Is like, did you do your part prior to the sacrifice? Right, like because sacrifice is necessary, but I feel like if you're just like throwing them away like a fucking wet napkin in the rain, like you didn't do your part, and I don't think that's really a sacrifice. Sacrifice is when you genuinely like when it genuinely hurts you to do something, when you genuinely are missing a part of you or a daily routine or something that you are so used to that you're getting rid of whatever it is whether it's toxicity, whether it's mentally draining, whether it's whatever. Like that is what a sacrifice is, in my opinion. When it plays a daily role in whatever you're fucking doing and you finally have to get rid of it, or you're finally like, you know what, man, like I've had enough. This is the case. I think that's what an actual sacrifice is. I don't think that like 1 month of hey, are you good? Like I don't think that's does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
But even the now this is my thing, right? And this is what makes it hard for me is because I definitely do have like the trauma response of being a healer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when people come to me with their problems, I try to listen and I want to give the best advice. Woo, woo, woo. And sometimes it's detrimental to ourselves, right? Because like I'm like, you know, I get the point where it's like, you know, maybe this guy's just having a rough couple days, man. He's just going through some shit. Let me keep tapping in. But there's also a sacrifice in that, bro, because we're given this bandwidth to this person, and whether it's
Mhm.
for an hour or 2 hours every day, I have became so much more conscious, and this is why I love this podcast. I'm trying to become more conscious of what I listen to on a day-to-day basis. Because if you listen to gang rap all day, every day, you're going to want to do some gangster shit. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
and if you listen to motivational podcasts every single fucking day, shout out Usual Tuesdays, you're gonna want to do. You're
Shit.
gonna want to do some like motivate. Like, you're
Hey,
gonna be
cool name drop.
motivated. Like, and if you listen, like if you went to sleep for 2 months straight listening to Spanish, motherfucker, you gonna be bilingual by the end of it. Like, what you consume through your ears is powerful. So listening to somebody bitch and moan about the same fucking thing every day is not good for my bandwidth. My
Mhm.
G, my staff meeting, the staff meetings that I have in my head alone is too much. Like, the conversations I have up there with myself is too fucking much to be listening to your bullshit, dude. Like, we've all had friends, like, and I don't mean to speak disparagingly, but we've all had friends who were in bad relationships for way too fucking long, and we
Mhm.
hear them bitch about it for way too fucking long.
It's Thursday. I'm just saying.
And I'm saying,
Wait, what?
and they bitch about this relationship for way too fucking long, and you say, dude, I don't want to hear about it no more. And then after a
Yeah.
while, you either remove yourself from that conversation, or you got to remove yourself for the sacrifice, so that you're not sacrificing you, right? Them is second. You give me, like, and that's what I'm saying, like sacrifice, like what are we really willing to sacrifice, bro?
Yeah,
Because
I think sacrifice is just such a broad spectrum of like
mm,
what you're willing to do on what.
and it works
Like
so many ways.
it does, man. It's like because I mean, it could relate back to the money thing, right? And this, like, I sacrificed the money that I was making because of my, and this is tying the other one, my love for my child. There you go. See, look, sacrifice money, love. Sacrifice my money for the love that I have for my child because I want to spend more time with him. So I understand where you were trying to make this full circle. I just feel like the sacrifice portion of this is just we sacrifice so much shit, right? Like you said, I wake up at 6 in the morning because I have to be at work at a certain time, so I'm sacrificing my sleep. And by the time I get to work, I'm sacrificing the time that I could be doing something else because I'm getting the money that I could get while I'm working, sacrificing what I'm doing for this. By the time I get off work, I go pick up my son, but I'm sacrificing the time that I could be at the gym or working later jobs so I could be making money. Like it's literally just all in limbo and finding a balance, like you said. But unfortunately, when you find a balance, you are no longer exceeding or superseding what you need to be, what you believe that you should actually be doing. That's the
Mm,
fucked up part of everything. You see what I'm saying? Like so many people in the world are looking for balance. But if we find balance, then you become stagnant. You know what I mean? Like, and if you're stagnant, then how the fuck are you exceeding or what you're
I'm gonna,
trying to eventually get to? So
I'm
you
gonna
can't
dis
succeed.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit.
Okay,
Wait,
let's
wait, no,
uh,
sorry, not
round
disagree.
two, baby. Round two.
Not disagree. Wait,
This is
maybe I
what you meant
will.
about fighting, huh? This is what you meant about fighting?
Yeah,
Damien walks up to me the other day. He says, "Hey, what would it take to get you to fight me?"
it
And I
wouldn't
said,
take much,
"Look,
obviously.
I don't want to fight you." And I was like, honestly, it would. I probably wouldn't fight you because I'd probably beat the fuck out of you. And I'm not saying that
Crazy
Damien can't
statement.
win in a fight, but unfortunately, I don't believe that he can win in a fight against me. Can you win in a like a dick size contest? Absolutely. You probably have a long
that
schlong
bitch got
hanging
a
in those.
hanger.
Okay, what are you gonna say, dude? Go ahead, Zero.
What were we talking about?
Balance. That you
Balance.
cannot
Oh,
exceed. You cannot exceed and supersede what you have if you find balance.
I think a lot of the times, and this is obviously a double-edged sword to some degree, right? I think a lot of the times, especially these days, there's a lot of pressure on superseding than to find a balance. And I think balance is, I'd say for most people, way more important than superseding. Um, there's
Balances.
yeah,
Balances.
yeah,
Okay.
because if everybody was balanced, Obviously, not everybody can be balanced. That's why we have like innovators and things like that. They're not fucking balanced at all, but they're like wired way differently. That's why we got Steve Jobs and shit like that. But if people are balanced overall, I feel like that would make a really great society. But people aren't on like so many different levels, other than just like job to like societal relationships. I'm losing the plot just a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
A little bit. You're losing me here.
Sorry. It's hard. Somebody else talk.
Okay,
I'm
well,
trying to get my marbles back. Okay.
This is where I would disagree with you, only because, like I said, a balance is stagnant, right? It's like, think about a seesaw, right? When it's balanced, what happens? Both levels are the same. Balance beam is one thing. When you find a wall balance, it's one thing all the way through. So you have to tip the scale at some point in order to exceed, to supersede, to gain height. You have to tip those scales. Go ahead. What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, because maybe I'm thinking about this in two different ways. For me, balance, right, in like in any sort of given area, I feel like is way better than the one-offs that superseding will give you in any given situation.
Yes, but everybody has the goal to succeed at something, right?
Sure.
I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying financially or to become a manager. I'm just saying everybody in them has a goal to succeed at something.
Something. Yes. Okay.
So balance will not allow you to succeed.
I think it will.
How?
I don't think balance. See, because maybe I'm understanding this wrong, but I don't think balance will keep you from succeeding. I think balance will never let you exceed, because you're going to always land in the general average that everybody else is going to be pouring it into. You're never going to be the extremes, but in I think a lot of people's minds, that middle average is actually a way happier life than if they were to be on these super extremes, exceeding at life in any given situation.
I agree with you. Okay. I do agree with you, because nice. Like you said, some people I will agree and disagree in the same sense. I will agree with you that to some people, balance is succeeding. But I would say that the majority of people that are living on this earth right now do not see average as a good ground. Like like nobody wants to be average.
But I think that's because of what we've told the youth at this point right now.
What do we tell the youth?
That it isn't cool to be average, that you need to work extensively hard to not only get ahead, but you should strive to always be ahead. And I don't think that's necessarily
who's told you that?
I feel like that's the culture. What do you mean? That's like culture. There's literally like a hustle culture. That's like a quote. That's like a thing.
Well, I think the quote unquote culture is to live your dream, and a lot of people's dream is to not be average. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we teach kids to not be average, right? I think we teach kids to be the best in what they're doing.
Mm-hmm. No, but I think it's hard because we don't necessarily teach them. They learn. Just like everybody's here, learn from our friends. We don't necessarily learn from our teachers. We learn lessons and general knowledge, but our social skills are so tied to our friends.
Sure, but do you want to be around a group of friends that aim to be average?
No. But
why?
But
why? Why? You said no, but why?
Well,
why do you?
Well, it depends on like what exactly. Friends, just in
anything.
Like,
if you had a friend that said, "Hey, man, I'm okay with being average." That's the type of person you want to be around?
Yeah, sure.
Why?
Because I think there's
if you had 5 friends and 4 of them said, "Yeah, I want to be average. I'm cool with being average."
Mm-hmm.
What? Why? You have one fucking life, bro.
If it had to do with like,
and I'm not talking about money, and I'm not just talking about money, right?
What does that mean then? Okay, what does that mean?
Average in the sense
when people are like, when people say, "I just want to be average," what does that mean?
Well, you're the one who said it. You're the one who said it's okay to be average.
I think it is okay to be average. It depends on what we're talking about. Are you talking about?
I'm in the sense. I'm in the sense of all the way around everything. Are you okay with being mediocre at or average? I'm sorry, not mediocre. Average at your job. an average spouse, an average partner, an average friend? Like, or do you want to be that friend that stands out? Do you want to be the best partner that you could be? Do you want to be the best worker that you can be? Do you
Okay,
see?
but yes, but striving for those things, right? And having, I'd say having the mental capacity to have the motivation to strive for these things, and exceeding at these things are two different things. Everybody has a
Yeah,
strive.
but how much mental
Mm.
capacity does it take to be like, I want to be the best friend, I want to be the best spouse, I want to be
Yeah.
the best worker that the job has?
And
That
that's
doesn't
your,
take a lot of mental capacity.
but that's your motivation. But your exceeding at that is going to be detrimental at other things. When people have a balance, because you're gonna
sacrificial, even.
sacrificial, some may say, when you have a balance on things, you're going to you're gonna probably have, there was a saying, you could be like 100 and you could be like 180% on like one thing, but that means you'll be 10%, 5% on so many others. Or you could be at like 80% at everything, and you'll have a
So
richer life in some
you'd
sense.
rather be at 80% on everything.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that I would.
You said you were okay with being average. You literally said that.
I did say that. You're right.
You did.
Yeah.
So you,
But the thing
so
is,
you're
like,
okay. Well, let me ask you this, because I
Okay.
know this means a lot to you. You're okay with being the average partner to your girlfriend?
no. But that's the thing, is that I'm not okay with being the average. I'm always striving to be better, but I don't know if I'm gonna succeed that better. Does that
But
make sense?
if you don't try, then you don't know if you're gonna succeed.
No,
right?
that drive is always there. So I'm always trying.
So you're not
But that-
average.
No, I think the average is trying. You always have the motivation to do the
No,
thing.
We just
I see
said
what
we
you're saying.
literally
I see
just
what
said
you're
the
saying.
average
I
is
see what you're saying.
comfortable. The average, if you want to find balance, you're okay with being balanced. That's what you look for. This is what you look for.
People
Steady
should
all
look
the way
for,
through.
yes. Yep.
But I just, okay. You think that people should look for average?
I think people should look for, see,
Balance.
I think we're thinking about this
Balance.
different. We're thinking about this differently. I think, because from
I
what
don't know,
you're,
bro,
it
'cause-
feels like your position is, if you're balanced, you're complacent with everything that you're doing. I'm saying
Absolutely.
you
Because you
always
found a
have-
median.
But everybody has that drive. I'm going to be the best employee. I'm going to be the best spouse. I'm going to be the best son, the best daughter, the best son, the best A, B, and C. We're always striving for those. But if you were to hyper focus on being the best spouse, that might be detrimental to the other arenas of your
The
life.
other
Your
aspects
friends
of your life,
might
yeah.
be.
Well, we just talked
might
about
be-
sacrifice. So you have to sacrifice.
I
in order to
understand,
be
but
the
not
best.
everybody's going to be that exceptional person in a given arena. I feel like so many people should just be average. Just
Like cover your bases.
not you're good, but you're average. Like, you're always striving to be a little bit better, but for the most part, everybody's kind of in that same little
You
area.
can't say better though. Like, the moment that you bring up better or best, you can't bring that in the same conversation when you say average or
That be
balance.
the average. That is
No.
No, it's not.
See, I'll go against that, because there's times when
Against what I'm saying, or what Zero saying?
a little bit against what you're saying,
Okay.
where it's, I know there's times I'm in the lab, right? Or there's times I know I'm giving it my all, but I'm whack.
You're talking about
I'm
dance,
fucking
right?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm whack right now,
Sure.
right? And it could be for a list of reasons, right? It could be because maybe I've just been spending a lot of time with Elijah, right? Or maybe I just been on the road, or maybe work, or maybe I just don't fucking feel like it, right? Like, the other parts of my life, I may be either hyper focused in or balancing out a little bit. And this is taking a detrimental hit. You get what I'm saying? So I understand, Zero, where you're saying like a balanced life for most people is okay, right? Like, if I'm being a good dad, I'm being a good worker, and I'm dancing and I'm practicing, as long as I'm giving. Now, where I think things are getting a little twisted is people should always strive to be their best in these things. Always strive to be the best in these arenas.
I agree.
But if it is to fall off, if you're to fall off in one place, it's okay.
You
Like,
still have 7 things.
Yes,
that you
I'm
can
not
do.
saying
6
that it's.
other
I'm,
things.
I'm not saying that it's not okay. But okay, this is how I'm gonna make my point right now, based off of what you just said. If I'm being a good dad to Elijah, if I'm being a good dad to worker, or if I'm being a good worker, but I'm off in my dance and what I enjoy, that's the balance, right? I'm being good here, good here. I'm weak here right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what happens when you're good?
Then you're balanced.
You have a
How?
solid
You
balance.
just said that you were balanced based off being okay. It's
But
okay that I'm being.
You're not
You
great,
just said
terrible, horrible.
correct.
That's
You just
not
said
balanced.
you just said I'm not good and I'm good. So I'm balanced.
Yeah.
So what happens when you're good, like you normally are? You're not balanced.
No, but
That's
the
what I'm saying.
balance is
You're making an excuse for yourself. Like, okay, I'm not good here because I'm being good here and good here. So normally I'm good here, but I'm finding balance because I'm typically good here and good here.
Wait, but then how would you hold the position that being great at something is better? Because you just said it's not good to have not good here, but good here, good here. If I was great at something, I'd be great here, but I'd
No,
be how
I'm
to do
talking
this.
about in the sense. I'm just talking about in the sense of balance. I'm talking about the sense of balance
The
and
balance
showing you how it doesn't make sense
is
because you're balancing these 3 things, right?
Mhm.
And you're saying I'm not doing very well at this right now, but it's okay because I'm good at this and this right now. So these 2 things supersede this in order to balance this out. Now I'm balanced all the way
No, no, no,
around,
wait, wait, wait.
right?
Absolutely.
But that
Absolutely.
no, but I think there's something to say about the balance having to do with the quantity of things that you're good at that make it balanced. Because I'm good in my relationship, I'm good with my friendships, I'm good with my parents, I'm good with my let's say work, whatever it may be.
That's
I have
fine.
so many different avenues, right?
All
I,
5 of these things I'm good at.
and
Right
then
now.
and then one day I didn't go to work for 2 days, right? But I still have areas where I'm still good in, and it's
Yeah,
not okay that I did the other thing, right? But I
sure,
have support systems for when things go wrong, depending on what it is. I have people
absolutely.
I can go to. I have money that I can fall back on. Hopefully, there's like some sort of balance to it all. But if I was CEO, I don't know if I would have a girlfriend anymore. I'd spending so much time at the office to make
Right.
this company the best it could be. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I think kind of I can see I can see where Cisco's coming from, where what you do and what you cover should be done to 100%. And if you're doing it 100%, then you're excelling. So I can see that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm also seeing where it's like, my bandwidth can only handle 6 or 7 tasks at a time. Like, you
That's
know
what
what I
I'm saying.
mean?
Like at pretty high quality
Yeah,
is what.
and
Yes.
I'm talking, yeah, high RPMs, you're getting quality work out of me.
Yes.
And so if one of them are lacking, I'm not going to say all of this is bad. I'm not going to say all of this is bad. I
Yeah.
just know somewhere that needs a little more focus. You know what I mean? And I think I felt like that. The reason why I started feeling like that because at one point with Crump, I was like on such a fucking rocket ship, dude, to like fame. And then
He
I just
really
stopped,
fucking was.
like a dude, and I mean I was hitting it, bro. I was hitting the spot. And then, you know, I wanted to take care of my son. I
Yeah.
felt like I wasn't seeing him as much and all this shit. And like I was still doing my thing with dance, but I know now still too that I'm not as good as I should be, right? But I'm still getting better, right? But I still know, even though I'm firing off at 100 RPMs on all these other ones, that's the one I'm still working to get better. So my life feels balanced. You know what I mean? My life
Mm.
feels balanced. I have a good work life balance. I just know that the time that I do spend dancing, I need to do better while I'm doing it, even if it's only for 15 minutes or, because back in the fucking day, I used to spend hours fucking practicing, hours and hours a day. But if I can only squeeze 2 hours a week, then I need to make the fucking most of those 2 hours every fucking week. You know what
Okay,
I mean?
well, let me put it like this, and I'm gonna try and make this analogy, but I think it's gonna be horrible.
Let's
I
go
think it's
for
gonna
it.
be horrible, but I'm gonna try and make this analogy. So, the number one thing that I would say the majority of people look for when they talk about success is work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like how much money you're making and what you're doing for work, right? So when we find a job and they give you personal time, sick time, vacation time, give you 2 days off a week, and they tell you that they care about your work life balance, right? Like we hear that a lot. We want you to take care of your work life balance. We want you to have a good work life balance. Let me ask you this: with how much sick time, vacation time, personal time, actual days off that you have, where is the balance? What exceeds the other? Is it your time off that you actually take with vacation, holidays, sick pay, personal time, or is it the amount of days that you're actually working? Essentially, it's the amount of days that you're actually working throughout the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because in order to
take that.
succeed, you have to take more time to do what you're actually doing than take time for yourself.
Mm.
But when you take more time for yourself, that's when you find the balance, right? So, in order to exceed in what you want to exceed in, whether it be the best boyfriend or spouse, the best crumper, the best person at your job, like you essentially have to put in more work in order to do those things. And I think in order to succeed, you cannot have balance unless your
Oh,
sole purpose is to have balance. Like if you're saying like my goal in life is to be balanced, then great, be balanced. But I don't think for anybody that wants to exceed in anything that they're doing has balance. Like think about you zero,
yeah.
right? Like
I don't disagree with you on anything you just said.
that's
Wait,
what I've been
but-
trying to say
but
the whole time.
No,
That's
because
what I've
then
been trying to say.
no, but the thing is then why did you argue that most people? Because the whole thing that I even brought up was there's a culture of what feels like people are saying that you should want to you should exceed by doing copious amounts of work, right? And
Sure.
I think that is how you exceed. Yes, that is how you
Absolutely.
exceed. But I don't think that's necessarily what people should have like on average. I think that leads to so much crazy shit that
No,
it's
because
detrimental.
if you say like you, and that's what I was gonna say, you personally, right?
Sure.
You say I want to be a YouTuber.
hmm
You can't be average to become a YouTuber, right?
I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say you have to be average, right? But I'd say you'd have to be.
Can you have a
consistent.
balance? Can you have a balance?
Of what? Like a work life, like being this and life, or
You
what?
would have to put in more time to your craft than anything else, right?
If you wanted to be a mega
Like let's say you okay, right?
Yes.
Let me put it into perspective. If you wanted to be a YouTuber right now, you wanted to whatever. You wanted to be a YouTuber. Or okay, let me put it for all three of our perspectives. Father, hold on. Father,
Yes.
father, you. Girlfriend.
Sure. Okay.
Non-custodial parent.
Non-custodial parent. You wanted to have we wanted to make this podcast blow up.
Yeah.
I have a job, you have a job, he has a job. Kid, girlfriend,
Okay.
girlfriend.
Yep.
Right? We would have to put in more time in order for our podcast to succeed. We couldn't just live our normal lives and have balance, right? Because we have work, we have the shit that we have to take care of, our cribs, our family, our kids, all this shit. So, would you find success in being balanced?
Yes.
That's how.
Chill out.
How?
Chill.
How?
Okay.
I'm
Because
chill.
Actually,
What I'm saying is,
I just thought of this, and I'm high.
let's
What?
let's hear it.
Chill. I just realized this. A
Help
lot of
me
the times,
realize.
a lot of the people say a lot of the times the saying is pretty popular. The saying is something along the lines of how bad do you want it, right? And that speaks to how much you're willing to put in and push and persevere. And I don't give a fuck what's happening. I'm doing this from here to here every day. I want it that bad. I'm gonna lose sleep over it. Whatever.
Okay.
I think that's fine. That's a specific type of person who is willing to just go balls to the wall for it. And that's great if that works for them, right? But if
Sure.
people were to be like, you know what, I think it's more important, not necessarily how bad I want it, but I think the question should be how fast do you want it? Because the first guy who's going balls to the wall is for sure going to get it faster. But if I don't mind putting my time in and doing it when I can and when I've carved out my little arena of space to do my thing, if I'm okay with doing that, I know this is going to grow slowly and I kind of don't mind that. I want it to grow slowly. I want it to grow naturally. While the other guy is on round 99 of whatever he's doing, I'm over here still on 20, and I'm gonna get there one day.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna keep it pushing. But everything else in my life can't be at the detriment of this thing that I want to do.
Okay, but then you get married, right?
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like there comes a bump in the road or something that some type of
Sure.
anomaly that happens in order to tip the scale. So
Sure.
if so, you get married.
And now it depends. Okay, so now it depends.
Where
Okay,
do
I
you
get
put your
married.
energy?
I get married. I obviously value this relationship that I've had now for a long time. I'm presuming I'm married. I'm married to her. It's been a long time. What needs to change
After you
and
told her parents that this is what's gonna happen.
after that, right? What do I delegate my time to when it comes to the craft that I still love? Is it now 15 minutes a day? Is it now one YouTube video a week? Like, what is it now? It still is to that question of like, how fast do you want it? Not necessarily how bad do you want it. How fast do you want it just says like, if you do leave this, it's gonna take way fucking longer for you to get to Z, but you'll get there. You just gotta keep working at it, but it's gonna be at a way slower pace than guy who went 1 year without sleep and just grinded YouTube every
Well,
day.
yeah, they had less to sacrifice.
No, but I don't necessarily think it's that way. Of like, it's not sacrificing.
Or they were
what I
okay.
want,
I apologize. They
right?
were more willing to sacrifice
Yeah.
what you're not.
Yes. And they deserve the fruits of their labor, right?
Absolutely, I agree with
But
you.
I
100%.
think there is a really good thing to say about people who are willing to healthily delegate their time and their energy instead of outputting everything into necessarily one kind of avenue.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
I
Yeah,
can
absolutely it does.
I can vibe with that.
You know what? And like based off the comment that I just got, like I feel like people are thinking that I'm saying that balance like is not good.
No, the whole thing was the comment of I feel like it's an idea that's pushed that it's more it's a good thing to be superseding everything, if that makes sense. And I feel like it leads to unhealthy relations with work, with loved ones, with your time, with energy.
But why? Why is that unhealthy? Why is it unhealthy to want to succeed or be the best or
I don't think that's what's unhealthy. I don't think it's
Okay, so what's
unhealthy to
unhealthy
say
then?
like you should want to do your best, but I think if you like if you tell people to always wanting to exceed and like exceed, one, it reflects poorly when you don't succeed, right? Or exceed on something. And two,
I don't think that.
how if you're being
I don't think
told that if I tell you that one thing is preferential always,
Sure,
I feel like you would
because that's where what's rewarded, right? Like,
yes, but I feel like you would always
okay. So let me ask you
assume that
this:
the other thing is negative.
No, see that's the thing is I don't. That's the issue with your generation. That's what I find the issue is with your
What
generation.
do you mean?
Like, just because you're rewarded for being the best doesn't mean that you should be. It's negative to not be the best.
So why would it ever be bad to be neutral?
Ooh, that's a fair question.
Why would it ever be bad? But when did anybody say that it was bad?
Like
to be
balance,
neutral?
like in the middle. Why would that ever be bad?
But when did I say that it was bad to be neutral? When did I ever say that it was bad to be
It's
average?
not a good thing to be
I would-
average. Like you the reason
I
you
would-
pose the
no, no.
question, the
What
reason
I
you
said,
pose the
what I said
question-
was in order to be average means that you're never going to supersede anything that you aim for
but
because
why
you're okay with being average.
But why is that?
Because
is that
success supersede means to go above and beyond.
Yes.
Something.
So then why
So balance means that you're okay with being average. And you even said average is what a lot of people aim for. So how if you
No,
find
average
balance?
is what a lot of people are, but wanting to do your best and wanting to be your best are, I feel like, two different things. Wanting to do your
Okay,
best.
so
is,
here's
I'm
where I can
coming in
agree.
here at 70%, and I'm gonna give 70%.
Here's what I can agree with you on. If somebody
Bless you.
thank you. If somebody was below average and they aimed for average, that means that they superseded their balance at below average to get to average.
Well, but that's not what you're. I at least that's not what I understood your
Yes.
position to be.
I would say that average, like, why would anybody want to be average? What is the reason that
But that's the thing is, why does that sound like a
like, okay,
negative
you
thing?
average?
That's what. Yes.
Because you always because doesn't the best sound better?
Well, yeah, it's the best.
Then
It's
that's
the
why
best.
average sounds like a negative thing because the best.
But you were just telling me that you thought that neutral was I think that neutral is a bad thing. I
Guys,
don't think.
and
that
I
neutral is
think
a bad thing.
honestly, this goes back to past conversation. What does success look like for you?
Correct. Success looks
what does it
like
look like for you?
different for everybody, but you never want to be average at anything that you want to be successful at.
Okay.
Like, think about it. Okay,
Yes,
Damien
I agree.
sounds like the type of motherfucker that is okay with participation trophies.
No. I think those are the dumbest fucking things ever.
Why? If you're
Because-
average at what you
No,
do
and
you did your best and you
No,
found
I think-
balance,
because
why
I
should you
don't
get a
think
participation trophy?
I don't think everybody should be rewarded for being average. I think there should be rewards for being exceptional at any given thing. I agree with
What does
that.
exceptional mean?
Exceptional,
exceptional?
above the expected, supersede.
Above average, superseding, going above and beyond.
There should be benefits to it. There should be good things that tie.
So
to
if
you
there
being
are
good.
benefits to you being better than average, why should everyone not shoot to be better than average? That's what I don't understand.
I'm just saying that that the average, that's why it exists, is the average. Most people are in that average. That is what it is. And there's a good thing of being in that average that allows you to do so many other things that enrich your life that the exceptional people
but
don't feel.
If more people thought like you, right? If more people thought like, okay, it's okay to be average.
It's not okay to be average.
It's not okay. It's not okay to be average.
In the thought process of it, you can't be complacent. That's not what I'm ever saying.
Okay, but you're
So
saying
have
the
you guys
thought
ever
process
seen?
of being
Hold
average.
on. Have you guys ever seen the movie Dinner with Andre?
No.
It's a huge philosophy fucking. It's big for philosophy classes, bro. And so this is the round table that they're having. Is the one friend is telling the other friend about wanting more from life, and the other one is like, no, I like my comfy, boring life. It's an average life. It's a mediocre life. It's cool. I'm happy, right? So you guys, I think, are both saying the same thing, right? But just two different ways.
Here's the point that I'm trying to make, right? If everybody thought like Damien, right? And this again, like, I'm not trying to down talk you or
No,
like,
but I want to hear what you think I think.
If majority of people in this world thought like Damien and was like, you know what, average is okay. Like, I made it if I'm average, right? Then the average level of what average would be would drop tremendously. And then average would be shit. Average would be shit.
There's actually more. That's the whole point of the movie, is that there is more people who actually feel that way, bro. That's why there is guys working mediocre jobs in a mediocre marriage with mediocre kids,
but that
a mediocre life.
But that is because
wait, what? I did not get that from that quote that you just gave. Whoa.
That is because they look.
I've never seen the movie.
Surround yourself with people that think in a higher level of you, and that's what I truly believe in. Because if you think with people that are like-minded, then you will be like-minded. Then you will be balanced. Then you'll be average, right? Like,
no.
What
no,
do you
mean?
If you hang out with four motherfuckers that think that gang banging is cool, you're gonna think that gang banging is cool, right?
No.
So if you're hanging around with four average ass motherfuckers, you're gonna be average.
I think Damien can agree. Where, like, wanting to do better with your life and wanting more, right? Like the drive to succeed should be in everybody, right? Everybody
Yes.
should have these things,
I
right?
agree.
in something,
Yeah.
in something, whether that be with your relationship, whether it be at work, whether it be with your friends, you have to have some type of drive in you to be better at something.
Yes.
And I'm not saying to make millions of dollars. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there has to be a drive in you to be better at something. A better spouse, a better friend, a better worker, something. But if you have a drive in you to be a better something, you cannot be average, because if you are average, then that means that you're sacrificing something, being less of something else in order to be more of this thing.
But you
That's what average is. You
are
find balance
average.
between that.
Everybody, there's such a big majority that are average.
Sure.
And that's just
because
how
that
it
is the average. But that means
Yeah.
there is a plethora of people doing better and a plethora of being
But
worse.
if you zoom
there's-
out,
but-
So
but
which way would you, if you're average, which way would you rather point to? The people that are doing worse than average or better than average?
My critique is not even
No.
my whole
What is
thing-
your answer? What is your answer?
it's
if you're
always better to
But
go
he's not-
up, right?
yeah, he's not arguing the going up.
Yes,
part.
I'm
It's
not
that-
arguing.
that's not the
Majority of
part. That's-
people
that's not the-
went-
that's not the part.
Majority of people want to go up. There is no
Mhm.
desire. Nobody in this fucking world, not even fucking drug addicts, want to say, you know what? I want to fuck my life way more. I want to
But
feel
you just
better.
said
I
it's
want
okay
do
with
better.
being average.
No,
Bro,
I said it is okay to be
more-
average.
More
That's
people
what I'm saying.
are.
You're saying it's okay to shoot for average. That's what
No,
you said.
I'm saying it's okay to be average. It is not okay to
yes.
shoot for average. It's
Yes.
okay to shoot
Okay,
for above.
and that's the
It is
thing.
good.
I agree with you. It's okay to be average, but it's not okay to stop at average. Like once you
There.
find a balance,
Nobody said that.
There.
Yes, you did.
No,
Oh
we
my God.
finally
Watching
got
I'm
to
watching
it.
the VOD
We
back
finally-
tomorrow.
We
bro,
finally got to it.
I literally said that. Like you said, it's okay for people to be average. Sure, it's okay for people to be average, but it's not
I watched
okay
you
for.
guys dance
Oh, it
around
was
that for a
balanced. It was
minute.
balanced. It was balanced. That's what we said. Balance. It's not okay for people to be balanced forever. You have to tip the scales. I remember saying this. You have to tip the scales at one point and be uncomfortable to move up.
But
Balance is not a way to live your life. That's how this conversation started. Balance not a way.
What in the fuck is happening? Balance is how you live like the best life. That's how you live the best.
No, it is not.
It is, bro. It is. Balance,
have to
but I
be
feel like the way that you interpret
You literally
balance,
just agreed with me when I said
I feel
you
like
either
this is
wanna
how you
continue
interpret-
being the
this
best parent.
One at a
This
time.
is how
one
you
at a
interpret-
time,
spouse.
One at a time. One at a time. One at a time.
this is how you interpret balance, okay? This thing, it's in one spot. It's balance. It's never moving unless I take it and move it, right? It's always there. It's gonna stay there.
Yeah, are
My
you moving it up or
balance-
down?
There's like a complex, like super fucking crazy emotion. There's like gonna be the family that you have to take care of, and that's gonna be whole fucking emotional. But there's balance in having a broad sense of I'm at 80% in so many different things. Friends,
No, you
family,
have to
job,
sacrifice
whatever.
something in order to be balanced. If I'm
do.
50 here and 50 here, right? And then all of a sudden something happens, I have to be 60 here. In order to be balanced, I have to be 40 here, right? In order to bring those scales back
And I
together.
think that's fine.
You
I
can't
think
be
that's a
60
good
and
thing.
50.
Yes.
No, it is not. Because let me ask you a question. If you have a career and then
I think
it goes back to what we're talking about in sacrifice, right? If you have a family and you want to be great at being a family, but you also want to be great in what you do, you can't be balanced. Something you have to sacrifice something.
Yes.
That goes
Yep.
back on what
I
we're
agree.
saying.
Yes. But I think we're talking about different things. I'm thinking of the entire process of having things balanced in your life. I feel like why the fuck is this? Do I keep going down? Sorry.
It did
It
go
dropped
down a
right
little
now.
bit though.
It like drops
I thought you were
weirdly.
about to drop your balls on the table.
No. There's a I'm talking about the process of having a balanced life in general as a human, having different sources of emotional stability, maybe financial stability. You have an assortment of different things that you're doing as far as damn, this shit is really going down on me.
Ooh.
Sorry, that's
Who's
not like
down
that.
on you.
No, it's a program. I don't know how the fuck it's messing up like that. But I think you're thinking of the thought process of what's behind like the drive. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual like things that I have that are balanced in my life that can be moving, can be swaying, but they're going to balance each other out at some point. Because if it's a negative here, at least I have like a working positive on this side, and maybe I have 2 more on the other side. There's like a great balance to that. But your mindset should never be, if I do the exact same thing forever, like this cup, then it'll just stay there. I'm saying like the balance is ever changing and evolving, but you'll never be exceptionally great at the one thing that that maybe you're saying that you should strive for.
You'll never be?
No. As a balance, there's just no way.
So if you that's the part that I don't understand. So in order to it's either I want balance. Somebody just gave me some money or something.
Congrats.
I can't
Let's
see,
go, bro.
Whoever gave me money, thank you. Hold on, because you're saying that in order to be balanced, you cannot supersede what you want, right?
Yes.
Like you cannot be successful in what you want if you're balanced. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
The cup will always. Yes.
I think you.
Yeah.
So then, why would you want to be balanced?
Because
If you
sometimes that is
can't
what
be
life
successful
requires.
in what you want.
Bro, but I don't understand how you can argue this, but all of like the most religious like things are about balance. Seeking that balance.
Why the fuck are you tying religion in with me? I don't understand.
Okay, not to you specifically.
You just said I don't understand how you could argue this when the most religious thing.
I'm just saying if there's no inherent good to it, I feel like nobody would ever talk about it. But there's so many different like things about being a balanced person that is such a good thing. Bro, this shit actually is pissing me the fuck off.
I think I can kind of get what Damien's saying, but at the same time, like the thing that I'm going to refute on it is you can still become super successful in whatever the fuck you're doing while maintaining a certain balance. But then it just goes back to the whole like, people who have the ability to hyper focus on a certain task, right? Like it's not fair to compare my dance life right now to a 19-year-old and a guy who's crumping at 19, because he may not have the same responsibilities in his bandwidth. So where he has 2 things to balance, his girlfriend and dance, I have my son, I have the kids thing, I got the
oh shit
work.
Give me a second. I'm so sorry.
You got Florida. You got
you got
Disneyland.
You got all this shit. Yeah, you got all this shit you got to balance out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so where you can
Wait, let's look at his crotch when he comes back.
I don't know, I want to see it.
Yeah, keep going what you're saying, but when he walks back to that door, we're looking at his fucking crotch.
But it's like, you can still become successful. It's just look, dick.
Swagging! Look at that motherfucker.
Dude, that thing's a bulge.
What?
Whoa, bro.
Wait, what happened?
Hey, stand up again real quick. I think you left
real
him over there in
quick,
the
dude.
corner.
Those graces are nuts.
This man wore gray sweats on stream.
I'm doing this shit on purpose
purpose
now.
Hey,
Okay.
your shit is
I like the compliment.
exuberantly loud now.
Is it better now?
No, keep talking.
Hello.
Check.
Testing.
I
1,
got
2,
a
3.
big dick,
Testing.
I
I
got
got
a
a
big dick.
big ass wang.
Yeah, I can hear that, but but no, like I do think you could still become successful. Just the time frame in your timeline is going to look different than others if you're going to try to maintain a hyper balanced life. Like,
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I agree with that. I agree that you can be successful over a length of over a length of time. I'm not refuting that, and I'm not fighting against that. What I'm saying is that you cannot be successful unless you tip the scale and are no longer balanced. Is what I'm saying. And nobody should aim for average.
I agree. Nobody should aim for average.
Nobody should aim for average, and everybody. If anybody disagrees with me on this, I would be so surprised. But nobody in this fucking world does not have something that they want to excel at, that they want to succeed in. So in order to find yourself at a point of balance and say that you're okay with being balanced is preposterous to me. That it makes no fucking sense. Because if you're like, I'm average, I'm okay with being where I'm at right now. Like, how do you genuinely want to succeed in something if you're okay with that? Like, I can't even fathom the thought of that.
I feel
It
like
doesn't make sense, and it doesn't make any sense to me for someone to be like, I'm average, and I'm okay with that. Like, like I don't have any hopes, I don't have any dreams, I don't have
no,
any.
but I feel like you. Okay, it's about to get down and fucking dirty when you come back. It's good. We're gonna be yelling at each other.
Yell at me. Yell at me.
Stop. Yeah, I'm average this time. Whatever. Okay. I was just trying to think of what you were saying.
Do you want me to reiterate again?
Yes, please. Just the end
Okay.
part.
I don't think that there's anybody in this world that doesn't want to succeed at something. And like I said before, in order to succeed, you have to tip the scales of that balance in order to succeed, because succeed means to move up. So if you're average, you're not moving up. You're stable. You're stagnant. So there's nobody on this earth that's like, hey, I'm okay with being average. I'm okay with not succeeding and going towards my goals or moving forward in life. I'm okay with being here.
You can't put all of those you can't. I feel like you can't subscribe this person, right?
Oh, what are we, YouTube now?
That yeah, you better subscribe, baby. Come on, man. I feel like you can't subscribe these thought processes, right, to people in such like a one-dimensional way. Like you're saying, like, oh, I've strived for average, I'm here, like, great, I'm okay with being average, I have no hopes and dreams, and I just can.
Nobody says that.
Nobody
says me to one person that says
nobody says that. But actually, somebody who is not wanting to go up. You know him. He taught our class. He literally said, I'm fine with where I'm at.
No, that's false. Do you want to know why?
What he said.
You want to know why? Because on Friday of last week, he just pulled me aside and said, hey, I'm going for this position.
Oh, nice. Well,
because nobody wants to stay where the fuck they're at. You want to succeed. You want to move forward. It is human nature to do so. Like, I just disproved you right now. Find me somebody that's okay with where they're at and being average.
There are people who are like that, though.
There are average.
Yep.
Average.
That are average.
You tried to show me one right now, and I just disproved you.
Well,
I'm gonna take his job.
But I didn't know about that other situation. I'm drawing from the. Well, yeah, well, because I don't know. I was drawing from the information that I thought was correct.
Well, it's wrong, and I just proved you wrong. So, show me another one.
No, there are people. I mean, I don't know of any. Right?
Okay, right now, do you feel like your life is balanced? Do you feel like your life is balanced right now?
No.
You don't.
No, but I really wish it was.
You feel like you could exceed to where you're at right now?
Give less time to work, I would.
How would you make money?
I would never be. Well, like, let's say if there was a way that I could.
Let's take you for example, since you're the one giving us examples right now. Okay,
sure, go for it.
Let's take you for example. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like you're not average right now, right? You're below average.
Do you think I'm below average? Wait, are you asking if I think I'm below average?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have to do in order to get to average?
There's a lot of things I have to do.
Okay, let's hear them.
Well, I don't know if I want to put this all online, but family-wise,
whatever you feel comfortable in order to get to average.
I think I should definitely make more time for my family.
Okay. In what sense, though? Like eating dinner with them, going to Disneyland with them? Like, what do you mean make more
time?
Like sitting down and having a conversation like you're having
whatever
with
that
Forbes
may be,
right
watching a movie, talking,
okay,
getting coffee, whatever it may be.
Okay.
Just calling them. I think I'm below average in that.
Okay. What are you doing to fix that?
Just calling them more, texting them more, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I think it is always good. See, I'm not even arguing the fact that I don't think people shouldn't always strive for better. I'm just saying it
But
is.
you're not even at average, so you shouldn't strive to
But I'm
better
saying, but
until
I'm.
you get to average.
What do you mean? You should always strive to get to better. It is okay to be average, and the fact that I'm lacking in different areas just means that
I never said it wasn't okay to be average. What I said
the
is
whole thing.
balance.
Then why did you pose it as a negative that you said, why would you ever be okay with being average? There's nobody.
Because
in the
there is
world who's
nobody on this world that doesn't want to succeed at something. That's why it's negative to stay at average.
But my whole thing from the go was that the thought processes and the like entire like motivational like hustle culture shit is whack. Because
I agree with that.
Then why are we arguing?
I don't like because you said it's okay with being balanced and average.
My first critique was it not the hustle culture shit?
Yes, but I'm not saying you have to hustle. You said it was okay with being balanced and average.
It is good to be balanced.
No, it's not good.
And average
it's not
are
good
not
to
bad
be balanced
things.
and average because that means that
It's
you're not trying to succeed at something.
That's not what that means. If you're striving to do better, you're more than likely in the average. That's what you are. You're just an exceptional person if you're succeeding at being above average. If you're doing everything that you should be doing,
and that's what I'm saying. Who is okay with saying that they don't want to be exceptional? Introduce me to one person. Introduce me to anybody in this world that doesn't want to be exceptional at something.
Yes, everybody wants to be exceptional.
Okay, then it's not okay to be average.
Yes, it is, bro. I don't understand how you're saying like two different things in one sentence and you actually believe you're saying something that's the same. You're talking about the thought processes in your head of, man, I'm average. Like, this is pretty great.
You guys are literally saying the same thing, and I'm just watching y'all. I'm watching y'all go through it. You guys are saying the same thing two different ways.
No, he's speaking to the thought processes of going up. He thinks that if you're average, you're just a fucking rock just sitting there. But that's not what average is.
What is average?
Define average to me. What the average person does in, like, let's just workspace. Everybody wants to be the best at their shit. Everybody wants to be the best at their shit, right? But the process of doing the best you can leaves you in an area where the majority of the people are going to be probably outputting around the same amount. There are going to be people who are doing way less than you. There's going to be people who are doing way, way more than you. But you're probably going to land in this general fucking area where everybody else is. And it's okay to be there
for the sake of
but it's not okay to just be like, you know what? Fuck it. This is all I'm doing. I should always want to do better. I should always want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That lands me in the eye.
For the sake of not arguing. We're done arguing.
All right. I'm sorry.
I just don't think that balance. I don't think balance exists. I think balance is more negative than it is positive. That's all I'm gonna say. Like I
don't get it.
That's my ending statement.
Didn't we have a whole podcast on like why like balance?
Did we?
We did. We did balance.
Like it's good to fight. I'm not saying that it's. I'm saying it's more negative. Like it's good, but it's more negative than exceeding and succeeding and taking what you want to do into consideration.
I think there has to be like for myself, and this is before we can move, but it's I have to have a certain level of balance in my life before I can even start to think of like exceeding in something. Like if I don't have my duckies in order, you know what I mean? Like people were wondering why I wasn't doing so many podcasts. It was like, dude, I could have done them in Florida, but my life was so out of whack, right? Like I was
was so damn loud in your house.
Dude, and I was drinking so fucking much, bro, and like just not in a good fucking mind place, and I was not in a good fucking place to be in front of a fucking microphone trying to be, you know, something that I just wasn't at the fucking moment, you know what I mean? And so I mean, I definitely get where for myself, I can resonate with everything. Like that's why I was just listening. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I can.
That
I
was
hear.
like 30
I hear
straight
what
I
minutes
feel
of
like
Zero and I going at each other.
but I feel like we're just arguing on semantics at this point. It's not.
Yeah.
Even,
I feel like it may be that.
we actually are. I feel like we agree, but like the way that it might. Maybe I'm too fucking high for
Yeah,
this.
I think we need like another person in here to be like, yo, you guys are saying the same shit.
I feel like.
Oh,
I feel like. Yeah.
Speaking of that, are we gonna do guests, dude?
Yeah, I would like to.
I don't know.
But I think we need to be very cautious of who we bring on as a guest.
Yeah.
And let them know that like tomorrow, Damien and I are gonna dap each other up and be like, yeah, yo, last night was fun.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
yeah, they
but
gotta know
because-
that this is a safe place.
Man,
Yeah,
is-
because
he
last
is
thing I
fucking
want
far.
to.
No, I'm just kidding. No, yeah, I think it's all love. Fuck it, we disagree at. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
You're a feminist piece of shit.
Yeah. And you're a toxic masculinity dickhead.
Oh my god, dude!
I'm really not, but okay.
I listened to that
No,
podcast over, dude,
thought
and I
you
was
were-
like,
Hey.
that is a hill he is willing to die on.
Wait, who? Me?
Who? Yeah.
Yeah, when we did the whole like masculine and feminine shit, like when we got into that, I was like,
Oh, yo, I've actually had people hit me up about that podcast
oh, what'd they say?
that I was right.
What the fuck? I don't know what conversation you guys are talking about.
Matter
You
of
never
fact,
heard that?
that was the one where
That was the
Damien
one that-
first chimed
But I
in.
think didn't we? Because I came in when you guys were talking
About
you guys-
masculine women and feminine men and like
No.
what makes
Yeah.
masculinity and
Oh yeah. I don't know what hill he was trying to die on though.
that
I don't.
men are masculine and women are feminine and
Oh.
that just because a
That
woman is
men-
stronger than
that
other
men
people.
only have men do not have feminine traits or qualities.
Oh
No, they do have feminine traits
Okay.
and qualities.
Because I was
but
about to
there
say
is
that
no-
doesn't make any sense.
there is not like it was between
Uh-oh.
estrogen and testosterone. That's what it was. The conversation between testosterone and the difference between nature and nurture was the biggest thing in that conversation.
Sure. Okay.
I have to listen to it.
I don't
There was
know.
a lot.
I'm not
There was-
gonna put my dog in this fight right
Dude,
now.
there was a lot. That was like I think that was like 2 hours. I think we did 2 hours on that one.
We did a lot on that one, and that was a fun one because that was a fun one because that was the first time that we ever like disagreed on something in a podcast.
Mhm.
Normally, it's like, oh, like, hey, what's going on with your life? This, that, and the other, wooty wooty woo. But that one was like, yo, like you're wrong, and then you were like,
debate.
you're wrong. Yeah, it was like that was a good one. I would love to get Zero on that one, like on something like that. We
Okay.
low-key started earlier because we still didn't finish. I think that should be another podcast on the sacrifices of men over women because we didn't get to finish that conversation because Corpse.
And I'm too
stepped in.
high, but yeah. And I was probably too high for all those conversations. I hope I made sense at least a little bit.
You absolutely
Yeah.
did. You did, bro. And honestly, I do believe that in some sense we agree with each other. I just feel like we need to
We're
either
like
listen to this back.
talking past each other. I think we do
Yeah.
agree on what we're saying.
I agree.
Because the way maybe the word that you're using is balance. In my head, I'm like those scales are always like moving, but you're always kind of in the middle. That's a good thing overall for your life, for your mental, for everything. Because if something's always out of whack, and I won't like get into this too much, it's not always a good thing, and it could be detrimental.
Sure. I don't disagree with that.
Okay, we can leave.
I don't disagree with that.
Can't
It
do
could be detrimental if the scale tips negatively.
Now check this.
Yeah, keep
'Cause I
going,
wanna-
keep going,
I
keep
want to
going.
take it because
Nah, fuck that. No, just
I've been because I was like I like what they're saying. I like what they're saying. I like what they're saying. So let's take everything from our sacrifices, right? These things like money, right? Because I only used money because it was the easiest one to like that we could really put our mind to. But like these things that we attach ourselves to, right? Whether it's success, like money is through our success through work, or it's through this or through that, right? And the sacrifices that we got to make to go attain this shit. Woo, 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 woo. I want to ask the last question of there's the J. Cole song, and at the end of this little intro, he goes, "What's it like?" He's talking about like the meaning of life. So, is there more meaning to life in getting or letting go? Do you get more meaning from life from getting or from letting go?
Letting go in the sense of giving, or letting go in the sense of
Yeah, as I said too.
like refuting burdens, like no longer having to deal with a burden.
Both. Let's combine that into both because it's like letting go can not only it's charity, right? Let's take it in the sense of charity where it's like letting go. You could be saying like you're very giving to the world and all this stuff. Like letting go, you let go of this money that you make. You like to let it go, whatever. Your time, your presence. Woo, woo, woo. It could also be letting go burdens of like certain relationships, friendships, right? The sacrifice of letting go of these people that you may have once held into a high esteem. Maybe you let go of the dream that you once chased of being a fucking musician so that you could be a better father, right? Or a better boyfriend, right? Maybe you have to be a better caretaker to your parents. You get what I'm saying? Like all these different aspects. Or is it more about getting, right? Whether you can bring more honor to your family, bring in more money, or getting, making more stimulating memories, traveling to more places, blah 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 blah. Like, do you find more in life from getting or letting go? I'm gonna say letting go. I find more pleasure in life when I'm letting go. Right? Like we all know where I was at, right? And I hooked up these kids with some pins, these little pins that I had bought. And I gave it to him for free. You get what I'm saying? And bro, the fucking look that came across their face, I was like, yo, like that was like it meant something to me. You know what I mean? And then I got to talking to their parents and we're all just chilling, you know what I mean? And there was something in that. And I like just those little even those little small acts of service mean something to me more than keeping that fucking pin, bro.
Yeah,
You
but
know what I
you're
mean?
letting go. See, that's such a hard one because you're letting go of something, but in order to gain something. So you're still getting the conversation with those parents. You're getting the joy of what those kids are feeling because you let
But
something.
let's put the real context is they say, "Oh, I like your pins." I was like, "Oh yeah, I've been collecting." "Oh, is this your first time here?" "Oh yeah, it's my first
You
time."
talk about Disneyland?
"Yeah." And then boom, here's a pin,
Let's turn a negative into a positive, folks.
right? So here's a pin,
Why-
right? And
Oh,
and
you weren't here before. Yeah, you weren't here before we went live. That's why.
there was some
We
offline
gotta
ones.
have a conversation through text after this.
okay, for sure. I was like,
Um,
what? What just happened?
but boom. So I just give it to them because it's like, oh, it's their first time. Like, you know what I mean? Here you go. Here's a pin. And that was just giving in no sense of getting anything in return, right? Because I didn't think these parents would stop and talk with me. Like, you know what I mean? And thankfully, I am personable enough where I can hold a conversation with random people. But it was like, it's little acts like that for me. Donating, masonry. One of our tenets is charity. So it's like, to me, it's like, what is a man without charity? You know what I mean? Like he could have all the riches in the world, but what are you if you don't give it to anybody? What is this life if you don't have it to share it with somebody? You know what I mean? So I'd rather be able to give everything I got, you know what I mean, to the people that I love, to the people I keep in my circle. You know what I mean? I'd rather give everything I got than try to take or to try to get from life. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So like
Yes.
really, it's like, so do you guys find more pleasure like, I mean, and it's not wrong for people to want to be this uber successful or uber this or to want to gain the accolades of life. But to me, I just don't. That's not where I find my pleasure. But I know to give, I have to have. But giving is still what is my
Because I
driving.
feel like saves right in the sense that if you give, you're getting more because that giving produces more than like taking would, and that's why. But in some sense, it's like kind of selfish a little bit because you feel more than if you were to just take something, right?
I don't know.
Well,
I
yeah,
don't
well,
know.
that's the thing, right? Like that's the other thing that you have to like kind of be conscious of is because Are you only giving to get in return?
And is that bad?
No, well, I think that's bad
Why?
because it's not coming out of the consciousness of being a good person. It's coming out
Mhm.
of the consciousness of giving because you think you're going to receive more back.
But
Yeah.
wouldn't that
If you
still make you a good person?
no,
Why?
Because
because
the
you're
real
giving
question,
to receive.
because the
Yeah.
question boils down to is if are you giving with the notion of having something in return? Because
Exactly.
then that is not giving. You are making a
Yeah,
transaction
because like what Corpse is saying is, do you get more from getting or do you get more from giving?
from
Like
letting
You get
go.
more
what?
from
Yeah.
But
giving or
and
letting go.
like but that's internally and consciously, right? So like
Mhm.
for me personally, I feel like if I give you something, if I give you knowledge, if I give you respect, if I give you money, whatever the sense may be, like I'm giving you that out of the consciousness and out of like wholeheartedly wanting you to gain that knowledge, wanting you to have this money, wanting you to succeed further in what you're doing because I have the tools in order to for you to succeed. And if that helps you, then great. If I never get anything in return from that, never get anything in return from that, do I feel successful in a sense? Do I feel lighthearted and happy about that? Absolutely, I do. I don't give a fuck if I gave you something and I never got anything in return for it. I don't give a fuck. If I got something in return for it, great. But I never give in order to gain something back.
Oh, but
Mhm.
I guess I'm not talking about like the physical thing that you get back. I'm talking about like the
No, I'm
feeling.
not talking about
Emotional. Yeah.
emotional.
Yeah, the emotion.
Ooh,
That's what I'm saying. You get
ooh.
so much more richness out of life from letting go and
And you're
giving. I
asking
think.
you're asking if that's selfish.
Yeah, because
Mm,
net, it's positive all the way around. I gave, I did something good. You found it to be good, or else I probably wouldn't have done it. And
sure.
I get the receiving of that, either praise or temporary, just like thanks, I really appreciate you, or whatever it may be. I feel
Mm.
like overall it's good,
I
but I don't know why
ooh.
I agree with you that it's not good to be only looking for like good feeling from what good you
Well,
do.
I never. That's the first time I've ever been asked that question.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think
I
Um,
think
that's
there
the
is a
answer. I
I
was
don't.
just
certain
I don't know. I think in a sense, I guess that could be selfish.
there is a certain level of
it just
selfishness
feels
in
weird. I
this
agree.
wrapped in
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
selflessness.
because
so
it's
good overall still.
selfishness in selflessness. Because
Yeah.
I
Right.
guess like yeah, I'm like doing this in order to get like a a hit of endorphins or something,
Because
Yeah,
I
like
know it'll make
and it
me
makes
feel
I
me
want to. I
good.
feel
want to feel
good.
good. I feel
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
better
like
about myself. I feel
it makes
good.
me feel good that I gave you this and don't expect anything in return.
So to
But
staple it down,
I already got what I was gonna
I
get.
already got my thing.
yeah.
It was just the
So and that's
initial
okay, but
giving.
that's the thing, and
Holy
that's
shit!
where you got to double back to that question, the overall question, right? With the sacrifices, all the shit that we're willing to do. Where do I get the most pleasure? Is it me receiving in life, or is it me giving?
Oh, it's always
And
giving.
I'm a giver, baby. I'm just
I'm a
Stop. Why'd you
giver,
say it like
dog. But it's okay if people want to receive. That is a fucking love language. Somebody's
sure.
love language is
I
to
can
be.
say that all three of us want to receive. I'm just saying.
There is some reception wanted.
What? What?
there, there is some reception desired. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
I agree with
nah,
that.
and and dude, the song the song is really powerful. If I remember, right, it's called "The Climb Back" by J. Cole. Um, and like I think more people need to be conscious of the sacrifices that they're making, why they're making them,
I
right?
agree.
Whether it's got to do anything with your friendships, money, the stuff that we're working for or working towards, like there is going to be a level of sacrifice that we got to make in life, whether to obtain it or to let it go. You know what I mean? Or to say, hey, like, kind of going into this balance thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, to obtain this, I'm going to have to throw off X, Y, and Z. Or, I don't want to throw off X, Y, and Z, so it might take me a little longer to obtain this. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
to me, it's easier to let go of certain time frames. It's easier for me to let go of the pressure to have. It's easier, and I find more pleasure in it. Of saying I can let this go and be more patient, or I can let this go and wait for what's really coming to me. You know what I mean? Let this go, boom, 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 boom. But to me, the pleasure in life starts with letting go. If you ask.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. I think this is such a hard one for me, only because like
I felt well because I feel like the question is, what do you get more, right? I feel like overall, it's giving, it's letting go. Even
I feel like
even
the two come. I feel like the two are hand in hand. Like that's why it's such a hard.
well, because if we're saying letting go, I'm wrapping in like letting go of the people you love in some sense, and that's a lot of fucking pain. That shit
Yeah.
sucks.
I think we've all done it before, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I know I have
Okay.
in multiple senses. Like whether it be like a partner, or whether it be like a good friend of mine, and I still like sit on myself to this day and think like, was that the best decision for me?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, what would it have been like had this person still been around?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even trolling, dude. I'm not trolling. I think about a dog that I had, um, super often, like so often, bro. Not so often.
You gave the dog away.
Yeah, when I came to California, her name was Jax. Her name is Jax. She's still alive, but bro, I like slept with her my last day that I was with her, and yeah, I was really sad, bro. She was my best friend when things weren't that great, you know, and
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know.
I
It was
definitely
tough.
know. That shit sucks, bro. Dogs are the worst. Dogs are
My
the hardest,
Lilo. I miss my Lilo.
bro. My dog Oscar, this motherfucker's still alive. Still,
Still
yeah,
kicking?
Bro, I saw him on the bed earlier.
yeah. The motherfucker's
Oscar.
13, dog. He shouldn't even be alive. Like their life expectancy is like 12 years old. And he looks bad. He's down bad. The motherfucker looks like he's getting cataracts. He's my best friend in the whole world, though. Like he's been around forever. And you know, I had one of my dogs pass away last year on 4th of July, and like, but him, as soon as he dies, it's a wrap, bro. Like you're not gonna see me for a week.
Ugh.
It's gonna be bad.
Uh-uh.
But back to what Corpse was saying. I don't know. I don't know if I have an answer for this one because I've definitely given things and people up for the greater good. I don't know, bro. Like I don't know. I feel like you have to give to receive though, as the same in the same aspect. This is I don't think there's a true answer for this question.
Probably
Mm-hmm.
something in the middle, but I think if
A balance, some may say.
some would say that, and that's a good thing.
Oh shit.
I don't know. This is a crazy podcast, bro.
Boys, we
Yeah,
almost did 3 hours.
I know. I was like, fuck, I have to go to bed.
Yeah, I gotta hit
Oh,
the
you got to
hay.
wake up early for work in the morning or something?
Yes, and I'm still high as fuck. Okay.
I'm gonna stay up drinking, listening to music while you motherfuckers doze off and count sheep.
5:45 is
Look,
early.
I got New York in the
Sorry.
background. I'm actually okay. So, oh wait, I booked my tickets today. Where's my phone?
Oh, you're not gonna be here
So,
for one of them, are you?
so,
You
I
gotta
will be
you gotta
back
jump
from
on
New
the
York.
you gotta get on the London Tipton Wi-Fi. Okay.
I won't be back from New York until 10 o'clock
PM.
on Tuesday, the 18th.
Oh, but wait, the 18th. Hold on.
Yeah, so
So in 2 weeks.
Oh, in
2
2 weeks.
weeks.
I'm
No,
off.
next week.
I'm
Yeah,
off.
next week.
I could no. 18th is 2 weeks.
2
You're right.
weeks. So, wait, what's your schedule gonna be? D?
6 to 3, but I have Tuesday, Wednesdays off.
Okay, so can we? I know we're the usual Tuesdays, but can we do? Still trying to turn my computer off though for attention. Facts. Um, can we do Wednesday the 19th for that podcast?
Uh, that late, or could we do it earlier? Because I'll need to be up at 5 when that day comes around.
What do you mean?
Because I'll be working 6 to 3.
Yeah. So
On
what
Thursday.
time do you have to go to sleep?
Well, I don't know. I have to find out. I
Well,
don't know.
okay. Okay, so we'll chat about it, but can we do Wednesday the 19th? Because I don't get back home. Like, I don't land until 10 o'clock. So I won't be home until 11. And I don't think there's a way for me to. Does airplane Wi-Fi allow me to stream?
And we're not going to be screaming at each other
the plane?
while you're on United. Okay.
I'm going to be on Alaska. Okay,
Oh,
motherfucker.
okay. Alaska. That's a nice airline. I like Alaska.
I do too. They have good snacks.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so we can let everybody know, we'll do the normal stream this upcoming Tuesday.
Yes, I think.
And then can we do Wednesday the 19th?
Yes.
And if we have to do it,
earlier.
we can all be in agreement prior to that.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
We just have to see how early's early.
Yeah, like I can't do like 5 p.m.
No, I don't think we have to push it that early.
Like 7?
7
or 9?
I think that's fine. 7.
Well, if you go to sleep at 10:30, you can still wake up at 5.
Yeah, I could open my eyelids, and that'd be it.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be
if
about
you're
it.
not high.
I gotta be up at 5. What are y'all talking about?
Yeah, what
What time do you go to sleep?
Like 1?
Oh no, bro! I'm not like a.
You are a child. You can
Bro,
you can live off
she
of
would
4
call
hours.
me.
I'm
She
still
would
growing
literally
up,
call
okay.
me at 1 in the morning, and I would stay on the phone for like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's so fucking
Sometimes like 2 hours.
long. Oh my god!
So, bro, I'm up until like 2:33 sometimes, bro.
I would be slumped of it.
Well, that's not happening anymore, is it?
Clock in time's at 5:45.
That's not happening anymore, is it?
I don't think so. I don't.
It's not
think
funny,
so.
bro. It's okay, Corpse. We're here for you.
Nah, Corpse is on the prowl again. I've seen single Corpse before. I know what this is like. The dog is
Hey, are
loose.
you good though? For real, bro.
No. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't know how
I'm
long
good.
this has been, so I don't know how detrimental it is.
I'm good.
Or
No,
like,
I'm
yeah,
good.
how you feel about it?
No. I'm
Single
good.
but not ready to mingle. Let's just say that.
Okay, yeah,
definitely,
that's fair. I don't know why we're
I'm
laughing,
not as
guys.
crazy as I used to be, man. I chilled out. I
Hey,
chill
we're
out.
old
Yeah,
now,
I gotta chill
baby. We're old now.
out. Yeah, no, but so same time next week, and then we'll switch
Tuesday
it up.
though. Tuesday.
We're doing Tuesday, everybody
Normal,
in chat.
the usual
Normal.
Tuesday.
Usual Tuesdays.
All right, boys.
And then
Okay.
Wednesday the 19th.
Yes.
All right.
You guys hear that? Okay. Done, settled, good to go. All right. Let's
Everybody
close
at
out.
home, the smoking section. This is the usual Tuesday podcast. We'll see y'all next time. Love you guys. I'll text y'all right now.
Bye.
Okay. Hey, everybody, 0%.
Save. Yep.
Corpse Collection.
That's who
Big
he is.
Corpse. Instagram, Twitter.
Yes.
Save Oneer. Love y'all.
Be safe.
Have a good night.
Next time.
Peace out. Good night.
Peace.